All right. Well, we are back, huh? We're back at the 9 Club. Stop and chat. Today we have a special returning guest. Mr. Jimmy Gorecki is back with us. What is good?
Same old. Just trying to survive a pandemic. I never got a pamphlet on any of this.
You didn't get the pamphlet?
No memos, no email updates, no nothing.
Shit.
I don't know if we did either, yeah.
No, we all stuck on just what's going to happen.
We're just trying to figure it out as we go, bro.
Mm-hmm.
But
I feel like so much has changed since the last time I seen you guys.
Lots changed. How are you doing, though? You look good.
Thank you.
Still got the ill cap on, bro. You still?
Yeah, my buddy added some embroidery to a Phillies hat.
Okay. Look at that. That thing, you could put that right back on the shelf and sell it, bro. Like that thing is, there's no crease in the bill. There's no nothing.
That thing is brand new.
How do you guys feel having 2 championships in 1 year, though? is the bigger question.
Well, I mean, championships, we're kind of used to it here in Los Angeles. You know, it's just one of those things, man. It's different, though, with the celebrations and everything.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure a lot of people were out there, but totally different vibe, you know? It wasn't. Listen, when the Lakers first went, everybody had flags on their cars. It was crazy, you know.
We were supposed to be celebrating inside, I guess, apparently, but motherfuckers, trying to make the best
They were
of it.
out there.
Oh, when the Dodgers won, that was crazier. I felt like
I had some friends that were down there in Orlando, and they said this shit was fucking weird.
I'm sure.
They're like, it was weird.
Oh, during the basketball, the whole thing?
Yeah. Just trying to get up for it every day and the monotony of it. And
I could only imagine.
they're like, they said this year is even weirder because you're in your stadium, but it's not. It's still quiet as fuck.
But isn't there's people in certain stadiums they're allowing,
limited capacity.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Still not the same.
No, it's definitely not the same.
There's one, man, what franchise was it? There was one franchise that is doing an insane job of making it sound like there's a lot of people there.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know who it is, but they are doing a great
There's
job.
what?
Is it San Antonio?
Man, even if you said the name, I probably wouldn't even I would forget. But
What, for basketball?
yeah,
Dallas had like 17,000 people in the football stadium. That didn't sound too safe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they had a crazy number in there.
Well, isn't
But
that
the
stadium
capacity-
though is huge?
Yeah, the
though.
capacity is like 90,000 or something
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah, but still 17,000 in a pandy.
yeah.
You know? That's way too many for me.
Yeah, I feel you though.
In a pandy, and I'm good on 17K.
We're getting through it though.
Yeah.
You know, we're
Yeah.
getting through it. You know, we're it's cool, man. I mean, listen, we got you on the internet right now.
Yeah.
So
Making it work.
I love it.
Connectivity.
Well, how have you been doing with it? You've been working from home, and do you get to go out and skate it all a little bit here and there, or what's like the daily routine for you?
Man, was that second? It was like March 11th or 12th. Took Amelia home from school. From that point on, I don't think we left the crib until, for work or anything until the first week of May. So at that point, we were just cooped up in the house, driving each other crazy. But to be brutally honest with you, I was freaking out. My anxiety levels were high. I thought our business was going to go to shit. We have a lot of employees that, people on payroll and stuff. I thought, how are we going to tell these people, like, we got to pack it in,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But a lot of it was just allowing somehow business just stayed afloat, our e-com, and things worked out for us. But it was a lot of skating though. My lady would be like, dude, just go, get out the house, go skate to school down the street. Just to get out of my own head,
Yeah. I saw a clip. I don't know if it was, I can't remember exactly when it was, but the Switch Smith grind I was super hyped on. You did. That was on a bench. Or maybe.
Oh, thank you so much.
I thought that was dope. That's a very rare trick.
So there's a school down the street from my house, which I've been trying to tell a lot of people to come out to. And it has a fake little Lockwood setup.
Yeah, a little bank.
So I'm sitting in there in my own head acting like, I haven't felt like that since I was a kid. You know when you got a board on Christmas and like you're just sitting there pretending you're your favorite skater? That's how I felt.
Yeah.
'Cause I didn't have anything else to think about. So
That's amazing.
I just kind of going through it and trying to I hadn't felt that comfortable in years though on a skateboard.
Amazing.
In all honesty.
Yeah, you look really comfortable, bro. I was super stoked on that.
I appreciate it. Dude, in years, man, probably, God, since like maybe like End of Love for me, like early 2000s, like I hadn't felt that calming and good. So,
That's right.
I wonder what that is. Yeah. You know, I wonder if it's just not the stress of being a skateboarder in the public eye, or you know what I mean. Like I wonder what causes that.
I trip on people that have pros that have families.
Yeah.
Because at that point, then your schedule, when you don't have anybody to live for, you're like, you can just leave the front door and you don't give a fuck when you come back home.
Right. Yeah.
And there's something about that level of relaxation. You can think about things on a skateboard a little bit easier. But when you're like, you got to have something in mind because you got to be back to pick the kids up. Like, I don't know how guys do that, man.
Right.
You know?
Right. Reminds me of when we had the stop and chat with Spanky. He was saying like, you know, he gets out of the house to go skate. He has a certain amount of time he goes and skates for, and he doesn't even want to talk to anybody. He just wants to skate.
Yeah.
He just wants to skate and handle his business and enjoy it. And then he goes back home and he's got a new baby and all that stuff and family. Yeah. So
having skateboarding as a work schedule is super tough to be like, I'm going to go out for 2 hours. I'm going to get a trick in there and then come home. Like that might never happen.
Yeah, for sure.
You got to be giving that time to make it like 6 hour period, maybe, you know?
You don't get the trick. You're taking it out on the family, bro. You know?
No doubt. I mean, even with like the schedule, and you go back to like, skating at night. Like I was never a big night skater. Yes, I did have some stuff at night, but I'd be trying to go home. You know what I'm saying?
That's insane. Yeah.
I'm not trying to go skate all night, and then, we did that all day. We're good.
Yeah.
I got some clips.
Right. Yeah.
Your lady sitting there looking at you, looking at the kid, looking at the grocery list, like you about to go skateboard at 2 a.m. Skateboard, you know what I mean? Like,
but I mean, if that's your job and shit, like, and that's what and you ain't leaning on anything else other than that, you got to sacrifice that, to a degree.
Right,
so.
right. Yeah, it's a whole thing, man. Well, I'm glad you feel comfy on your board, bro.
Yeah,
we need more Garecki out there, bro.
As long as I can get an ollie crooks in and maybe a shove it heel, then I can get. I'm good. You feel like a little perspiration. I ain't trying to fall though.
Yeah, no one's trying to do that.
Do you ever like you go out for these sessions. Do you ever put on like some old school shit you used to listen to, like Freeway or like just to bring yourself back to that like aesthetics days?
Hell yeah. Because that's been the best thing of this pandemic is these Versuz playlists.
Yes.
Have you been watching the Versuz challenges at all?
A few of them.
Right.
So particularly the RZA and the Premiere one, that was my skate playlist that got me through June and July, probably.
Sure.
I was 20 shot. I was all of it, man. I was just sitting there pretending I was Joey,
No, because the reason I bring it up is, you used to come out and stay with us. I don't even remember the year. What do you remember? What
early
year
2000s, I want to say.
Probably like 2001 to like 2006, 2007.
Okay, yeah.
About that time frame.
Amazing.
And I think I would just, I'd wake up to Freeway playing in the living room, and I'd be like, come out there, and Garecki's he's ready to go. He's already showered. He's got Freeway playing. He's ate his breakfast. He's just waiting. He's ready.
Yeah.
Yep.
That damn Freeway always screaming at me, man. That guy.
Dude, it's funny that you said that because I read Robbie's Chrome Ball interview the other day. Mm-hmm. And I read it and I didn't like some time had gone by and it was taking me down memory lane when I was reading it. And I was like, first I was like, why is this guy so fucking tough on himself? Like, Robbie, you don't know where you like your placement in people's like skateboard Rolodex is like way higher than what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? He's always so critical.
Yeah.
And I hit him and I was like, dude, some of the funnest sessions were like, I remember a lot of those videos at DC and his right part. I was like, I remember those sessions vividly. Like, you're skating much harder than you gave yourself credit for,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I think Jimmy, we talked about on the phone about. I feel like the two videos coming out that same time was what kind of almost hurt him. If he had one project, he was just doing that one. I think it would have came across differently to people. Right. But unfortunately, he had the DC thing and the girl thing, which are two huge video at the same time coming out. If you could put the best footage for all one, it would have done it.
Yeah,
for
but
him.
let's preface this as well, because back then, Robbie was still am. He wanted to turn pro, right? He was going for that. And DC at the time, I don't remember. We'd have to talk to Robbie. I can't speak for him, but I think that there was some type of, communication where DC wasn't ready for that. And you know what I mean? And then so it kind of fucked his whole thing up, where nowadays it kind of doesn't matter, right? You could you could turn pro for a board company and the shoe company. There's something there where it's like they had.
You don't even need a board sponsor. It can be on Nike or something.
Yeah,
nowadays.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Whereas for us, it was like your shit started and stopped with your board sponsor. Totally. You know what I'm saying?
But both of those companies had to be kind of on the same page when they were dealing with a team rider. Right.
And there's only a certain amount of team riders.
Exactly.
There was like 12 people maybe on the team.
But say DC is focusing right now, or not, but back then right now on XYZ person, right? And they can't afford to shift their focus onto a new pro, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like both companies need to be kind of on the same page when that's going down, and I don't think that was happening.
Sometimes that you gotta let things happen though too. First of all, like yes, we all want to go pro. That's goes without saying, but like you can't force something to happen if it's not meant to happen.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So at that time, yes, you have to film for 2 video parts. You keep your head down and you fucking film for 2 video parts.
Right.
And don't worry about it. So I think it boiled down to me based on how Robbie was going through. He was overthinking it.
Yeah.
He was
that's true,
overthinking
too.
it, dude. And that's one thing. The pressure will get you being on companies like that. You know what I'm saying? If you're not prepared to really ride that ride and keep your head down and skate, you're going to feel that pressure.
Yeah.
Those were the 2 premier companies,
At the
bro.
time.
Yeah. And again, I'm not speaking for Robbie. I don't know the whole situation, but it would kind of felt like that, It kind of felt like these two, it wasn't and then he ended up just quitting Girl, and it was just like, dude, it's too premature, bro. You can't let your emotions get involved with these things,
But that time period at your house, man, the amount of like talent and just energy that was in and out of your guys' front door in those like that pretty regular sessions was amazing, man.
Yeah, it was fun.
Man, you guys had a lot of amazing skateboarders coming in and out of there, dude. That was really cool spot.
Yeah, it's
The
true.
West Side.
Thinking about that, going back. Yeah, we lived in Brentwood at the time.
Nice.
Amherst, right?
Amherst, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Damsky lived over. Were you staying with Damsky too?
I stayed with Damsky, and then I stayed when you guys got to Amherst. Because remember, at Damsky's, we used to stay with Zeb. Zeb be staying there, be on the couch, and on like the air mattresses on the floor and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, those were good times, man.
Yeah, looking back at it, man, you're right, man. I never really thought about that. I mean, we had a lot of people coming through.
Winning there,
yeah, a lot of people.
JB, even back early on, right?
JB Gillett, yeah, for sure. Guy, not Guy Campfin, Guy Doriak.
Oh yeah, Guy, another Guy.
Motherfucking Guy from France. That's
legend Guy, yeah.
It almost kind of set the tone for what you guys are doing right now.
Dude, it's funny because I don't even know how. Like, did you get out? I mean, I'm sure we did talk about this in your 9 Club episode, but how did you even get out here? Were you friends with
Barrett? Barrett was in your guys' mix.
Barrett Luce lived up the street. We had like this triangle, like Barrett Luce, Damsky, and our place. And then so I guess Barrett, pawned you off on us? Or how did you?
No, I think I bailed on Barrett.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Because at the time, Mackenzie, I think it was Mackenzie and his wife, and Barrett. Barrett was seeing like a young lady at the time. So I would just kind of be there, after skate sessions. And I was like, dude, it's way too quiet here for me.
And they're kind of doing their own thing. And Barrett's going off surfing and doing different things as well too. Yeah.
So it was like, I'll just go stay with these guys and bother them.
No, but it was cool though, because there's also people that come and stay with you that you're just like, man, I can't wait for this dude to leave because he doesn't clean up his shit, and then there's other people like Jimmy, who's like super respectful, cleans up his shit, like does everything,
The one time I definitely overstayed my welcome in, remember I had both, and I invited my own house guests. I had Ron and Germ show up.
Oh yeah.
That was a bit OD. When I look back on that was kind of the worst. That was the worst dude move right there.
You had Ron Daly and Jeron Neebs.
Yeah.
I love Germany.
Oh, that's a good crew, though.
I love,
Yeah,
it's a great crew.
for sure. But when you're the guest inviting more guests,
You're the guest inviting guests, yeah. But,
Did they stay for long? I don't remember that.
nah, not long. I think we ended up going to like a trade. It was one of those things like come for a couple of days, then we'll go to San Diego for the trade show. But it's still like, dude, you can't be inviting friends over a friend's house.
But I think that's the first time I met German, and I think
scummy skateboarder moves.
But I think I fell in love with the dude like instantly. He's like the best dude.
Oh, he's awesome. Yeah.
Yep.
Yo, man. Yo, I'm just coming down here, man, to skate, man. Like he was, dude, such a good dude.
I called Germ the other day because I was like, why don't you have a podcast? Why don't you have so why aren't you like, of all the people that can host shows that like their energy will translate and people would like to hear?
Yeah.
Like German is right there. And he was like, I was like, no, for real. Like, I'm not calling you just to cap you up. Like, do it.
He's probably busy doing Patterson and all that stuff too,
Yeah.
man. He's killing it over there.
He posted a photo. He was just down in Brazil, a switch front shove in front of a church that was like, this photo is like biblical. So good. Go look at his Instagram, man. It's pretty amazing.
I love how you'll just call and just tap in with somebody, because you've done that with me in this last 8 months of going through this little panty.
Panty.
Texan's fun.
No, I say
but
panty.
I just like it's fun to get people on the horn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you definitely.
He's done that with me too.
Yeah.
Just out of the blue.
Yeah, out of the blue.
Like
I love it.
Jimmy G. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, pick it up.
My girl gets she's sick of it. I'll be in the car. She'll be like, what the fuck?
The car's the best time to call people.
But I will say this, I think especially with the pandemic and seeing, especially seeing how many people we've lost over the past couple of years, dude, if you think about somebody, just call them.
Yeah.
Call them. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Like he did, regardless how many time has gone by or like, it's just call them, yo. Say hi.
Yeah.
No, real shit. I just got a random call from Jim Thiebaud on the way here.
Oh, wow.
I was like,
That's what I'm saying.
man. He's like, is it your birthday today? You just said it on the show last night. I was like, dude, we did that a couple days ago, but I appreciate you calling, man. Thank you.
That's
Yeah.
great. Whenever you get a Jim
Man.
Thibault call, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
dude. Pick it up.
Yeah.
I called York the other day. I said, Mike, all of these clips that you do on these fucking curbs put them together. We need a whole part of that.
Right.
Because you're basically taking like Pier 7 to these curbs and like, I love watching it. I can only watch so many board slide to feeble, and I'm like, you do the ledge dancing on these things, man. Like I want to see that whole compilation of it.
Oh, I love that.
He was laughing. I'm like, dude, just come on down, get the little reposter app,
Right.
download them all, put them together.
Grab all your
You know what I'm
shit.
saying?
For sure.
Yeah, put some E40.
Nope.
Ooh, yeah.
Call it a
go.
day. Yeah.
Andre Nicotina.
You got some moves on those things too, man. I don't know how.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Yeah, you got some moves too,
dancing
man.
on
I
it.
never even knew the slappy was in you, yo.
I
The
didn't
balance
either.
Man, got the.
It works, dude.
I had no
You
idea.
got all
either.
ways. Switch, regular.
I got it in. I got into it because of Raj, man. To tell you the truth, like he would go down there, I'd make fun of him, and just slapping around, and I've even said it on the like I never thought in a minute, but it is so fun. It's so addictive. Once you get the thing, and then you start you're just relearning shit, and then adding to that. So I think it's really fun.
That's tight. I just get mad because I know I'm gonna go down there and I'm just gonna get nothing but axle to the fucking curb all day.
Well, that's the thing. You gotta start. It's one of those things where you can't just come down once and expect to have a good time.
Yeah.
You gotta if you don't know slapping, you gotta make the effort to come down, every week and get yourself adapted to
Yeah,
it.
you got to make some adjustments and
it
stuff.
is.
along
We
the
got
way.
one sand gap and some ledges there for you too.
Dude,
There you go.
There's a sand gap that opened up, bro. Hey, they just took out a palm tree.
Wow.
So one of the sand gaps is open again.
Get him.
Who took it out? Ty?
I thought Roger did, to be honest. That was like,
Ty and Roger were down there with chainsaws.
No, it's amazing what a little gasoline will do.
Oh, wow.
Look at this guy.
No wonder I
So-
saw that on my Citizen app.
When you look at the ledge, Chris, you don't even acknowledge that thing anymore.
I don't even look at it.
Fuck, dude, this is a hard thing for me to hear.
I'm having fun. That's what it is.
No, it's hard, man. This shit is hard.
And
to
listen,
jump,
people
yeah.
are probably sick of me talking about it, but I'll say this: like, I can go down there and have fun. I come home, I'm not sore, I don't have to take an ice bath, Epsom salt. Like I'm good. You know, it's like you have a heavy ledge session for 6 hours.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap. I'm out for 3 or 4 days now. You know what I mean? Like seriously, you know. And so now I can go down there and have fun and kick it with all the boys. I mean, I grew up skating that spot. It's just like I'm going back to the same spot I grew up skating. Yeah. So it's cool in certain aspects of it. You know,
isn't it funny? You think like back in the day, be like. You and the ledge and like only like the Natural Concepts guys were probably over there on the, or like Swanson boys on the.
Well, it's funny because that ledge only existed on the bike path because there was grass there, and then they removed the grass, and then you could skate there.
Gotcha.
So, but there were the Twix ledges, down, you know, the Tim Gavin Twix ledges. Those were there.
Oh yeah, so those it was just those Twix ones, and it didn't keep going, right?
There was grass up until because we used to start to skate the ledge where the grass ended.
Yep.
And then they removed, for some reason, maybe maintenance or they removed the grass. I don't know why. Yeah, maybe Raj removed the grass. Did you remove it?
It took me a while, but I got it.
Yes. But anyway, if you ever have the hankering to come down there, man, skate the curb.
I'm gonna give it a try.
Come down, dude.
Hey, there is that OG manual pad down the street, bro. The little guy.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
I skate that a lot.
Little guy.
That shit's fun, bro.
Anyway, listen, Jimmy, let's get down to the nuts and bolts of this, bro.
Let's do it.
You have, because I want to talk about like the clothing thing. I want to talk about like, you know, the collabs that you're doing and all this stuff. Like we missed out on a big collab, the 9 Club JSP. It's all good though. Maybe in the future we could catch up.
That was my
with
fault.
That. Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I mean,
we were working on the artwork and all too, and then I just
dropped the ball.
Obviously, he had some bigger collabs going down.
That's okay, man. Listen, if you
Yeah.
want LeBron James wearing your shit, that's fine. You know,
who do I think I am?
No, but seriously though, it is so rad to see the hustle.
Yeah,
in real time, you know, it's like you're really going out there and like, cool, you started this sweatpant company, you know, JSP, and just to see it, and then your standard issue, right?
Yeah.
And then all this stuff, and then just to see it, you know, blossom and really start to get legs and other people wearing, like we have right here, we have, we got LeBron rocking the JSPs, you know?
That's an awesome photo too, right?
Dude,
Yes, it is.
and unfortunately, I don't know, I can't scroll down.
Media Day, the All-Star game last year.
There he is, JSP right there.
Yeah.
But like, how does something like that come about? You know, like, does he just naturally get it? Do you gift it to him? Do you know somebody that knows him, and vice versa? Because first of all, like a lot of the NBA players are wearing the standard issue, the sweat gear. You know.
Yeah.
So how does all this?
Kawhi. Yeah.
Yeah, Kawhi Leonard. How does all this come about? What's the method?
I think you know a lot of these gentlemen. You know, they're businesses at this point in their careers. So they've got so many people working around them, help with their fashion stuff, help with their fashion deals. LeBron has a partner named Randy that I met, and we just clicked, and you know, I'd say for how big and powerful and popular these guys are, to like the most down. They could sit in a room and sit and shoot the shit with us. You know what I'm saying? Like no different. And then I think just kind of naturally, just seeing what we had going on and, you know, them taking a liking to it, and then just being like, look, anything you got going on, slide it over to us. If Bron fucks with it, he'll wear it, you know?
I was just about to say, because they're not just wearing shit just to wear it. Like they love it. Like they want to be comfy, you know, before and after the games and everything. And
especially somebody like him who has access to
everything,
literally anything he could possibly want, and the best stuff at all the best brands. So it's like, you know, anytime he pops up with it, I still get excited. I still get goosebumps as if it's the first time. And it's almost gotten regular, you know, to a lot of people. Like, oh, okay, here we go, another time. You know, post this one, Jimmy. You know?
That's amazing.
And I'm like, I'm going to post it.
Yeah,
you know, but
hell yeah,
as you should.
But no, it's you know, Kawhi has two. There's two young men. Clayton and Chris that work with him on his styling. They're from Baltimore. Had met him in Miami years ago. And they're like, Kawhi's going on a road trip, and he said he just wants some good blanks. And I was like, yo, I have some colors coming out. I drop them off. Just let me know where to leave them at. So I drop them off at the crib. And yeah, sure enough, 2 days later,
rocking them.
Clippers Vision and Lexus Clippers View, you know. I trip out. 'Cause I'm, you know, I still think, you know, still a fan at the end of the day, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, you know what's cool is that you make such good quality product that's like simple. You know, it's not like this crazy design all over it. It's just that's what people want. They want to feel comfortable and not have like logos all over their body, you know?
Well, that's, and I wish I could say that was by design, but it was, but not my partner. He's the one that came up with Standard Issue. And from day one, it's just always been the idea of really solid blanks.
Right.
And me coming on board to help him with it, he was like, look, we'll do Standard Issue, or I'll let you do JSP, just help me with Standard Issue. So like, I'll let you get your creative visions and your bolder and brighter ideas out through JSP, and then we'll tone it back with the Standard Issue stuff. So,
but even JSP stuff is very minimal too. It's not like huge logo. I mean, you do some tie-dye stuff like that, but which is a little louder, but a lot of it's pretty mellow as well.
I guess just in terms of like branding and stuff too, where it's like we're in such a place with fashion where like nobody wants anything on them nowadays, you know. So even the littlest logo stands out. So, but
even like the ones that LeBron's wearing right there, it's like, I don't know, it's cool, man. It's just like a crest, you know. It's not this like obnoxious logo.
That crest is actually Wilt Chamberlain's crest from his travel jacket, the travel blazer with the 76ers back in the day.
Wow.
So there's a story behind it, obviously.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. So I had actually made it for the Sixers to see if they'd want to do something with it, and they wanted to. I gave them a couple different variations, and they wanted to go with another one. So I said, "All right, cool. I'm gonna take that one." Okay.
Right.
Yeah,
because you
for
believed
sure.
in that.
And then Bron ended up wearing it, and
Wow.
I wonder if the right decision, guys.
I wonder if LeBron even makes that connection. I wonder if he knows. Yeah. Did you tell the story to whoever gave him like?
I told his partner. You know, whether I don't know if they relayed it or not, but she'd have looked great with the Gucci zip-up jacket he had on.
Bro,
hell yeah!
I don't know, man.
Compliment.
After the show, I'm gonna have to give you my address.
At the and that's at the media day at the All-Star at last year's All-Star game in Chicago. So that was a cool place for him to pop up.
Well, this is just one of the pictures we grabbed because there's a lot, you know, like they're wearing the stuff all the time, you know, and it's just rad. And
I think the most rewarding thing is that like, especially as we sit here, we're all skateboarders. So, you know, where we come from is like so disconnected from that world, you know, but there's just something about, I think, the perspective that we bring to fashion that translates to where someone like a LeBron or Kawhi can respect it. So
for sure.
Yeah.
Going back to, again, multi-talented.
Shout out.
Skateboarders.
Yeah.
Skateboarders are very talented in so many different ways and facets that, you know, certain people from the outside might be surprised, you know, but it's not surprising to any of the skateboarders. I tell you that shit, because if you could look across the boards and you could see artists, you know, people are in fashion, you know, and modeling, you know, there's just so many different realms that, you know, that.
That's like if someone said to like the room that you guys are sitting in right now, like here's $20,000 to make a movie. I think the production quality that you guys would probably turn in versus non-skateboarders would be night and day.
Right.
Just the resourcefulness. You know what I'm saying? Like just the favors that you guys could call in, your ability to make something small look much bigger than it is.
That's true.
You know,
I never thought about that.
And I think we've been doing that since we were kids. You think about when you were like, well, how the fuck am I going to ollie over this trash can? You know, like the ramp you might have designed behind Vaughn's, you know, was like, you know, on a Hollywood television set, that's $50,000 set. But we're, you know, for us, we're like, we could put this together with $100.
Yeah. Eat 25, but just scraps. Scraps. I never looked at it like that, man. That's interesting. Interesting. Huh. I just love it, man. I love that you're doing your thing and JSP, dude. Standard Issue. Like, let's talk about this real quick. We touched on it briefly before, but I love the fact that it's just blanks. you know.
Made in Vernon.
Made in Vernon, right here.
All made in Vernon. Yeah.
Really, really great materials too, man. Definitely, I appreciate you sending a little box out to me, man.
What?
We see it get made.
Dubs.
Yeah.
Jimmy.
Jeron, I said don't mention that.
It's been a pleasure, Jimmy, man. Wrap
it up, guys. That's the show.
It's been
I had a white T-shirt,
plug.
and it was great, dude. It got dirty pretty quick because I kept falling on it skating, but that's how white T-shirts are.
I think at the end of the day, man, people want to be comfy. You know,
that's it.
Especially right now with that at home and everything, they just want to throw it. Like, look at you right now. You got the hoodie on. You're at home. You just want to be comfy.
It's funny. A lot of the, especially like the fashion media, you looked at May, June, everything was sweatpants this and sweatpants that. Which brand makes the best sweatpants? And I'm just sitting there because I'm like, you know, we don't really play like the, you know, there's like a kind of a game that like people can play with getting their brand out there, and we just kind of sit back and let the product do the talking. Yeah. So like these are all terrible sweats that they're posting here. Yeah.
And I'm sure a lot of them are just like logo driven, huge logos down the sides and the patterns and different things
just
like
shitty
that.
Blanks too, like just shitty patterns and stuff and materials that like, you know, one wash and they're just gonna go from a large to like a small plus, you know.
Right.
Oh God,
just stay true to fit.
Yeah.
But I'm sure, you know, once if and when we get back to normal, they'll stop thinking about sweats and we'll just kind of fall right back into where we were.
I don't think it'll ever die, man. I don't think it'll ever because I think at the end of the day, you know, and you know, just touching on like the celebrity aspect of it, you know, you got these people who get on a private jet, like these guys, and they just want to be comfy. They're jumping on. They're jumping on to go to their next shoot or their next local country in their sweat gear.
Well, you know what I found to be different in sweats is the fitting of it. It used to be all baggy sweats and then it tapered down, and that's where I was tripping on sweats lately. I was like, damn, everyone rocks it differently now.
Yeah.
Like it's not just for the home. It's you could go out and get your little cup of coffee. You could go out and do things in your
sweats. I feel you on that though, Kelly.
You know, like it's like at the ankles, it kind of like, you know, it does like tapers off, and I'm like, for me, I'm not that dude. Yeah. Like I like the pants to go over the shoes and to have that like
the fashion sweat gets a little OD because then you see like a guy will have like a big sneaker on. So you got this skinny tapered sweat just getting sucked in by this high top, and you're like, "This is terrible, yo. This wasn't meant to look like this at all."
I'm a big sweatpant guy, you know.
I am too.
And I think I got to get some little standard issue JSP sweats. Man, I'm not asking for some free shit. I'm just saying, like, right now I just wear some normal like Adidas sweats, you know.
Yeah.
And I've been running them for like 2 years.
Jimmy, send him a box.
I know. I'm sorry.
That's what
I've gotten terrible with the seating.
No. But I'm just saying, like,
I mean, you got LeBron covered. Don't forget about your boys. You know what I'm saying?
I
mean, I've been wearing mine so much. I definitely need another
I completely forgot where I came from.
Jimmy forgets.
I forgot all.
Bombard him. We all need sweats here.
You woke me up with Freeway every morning for months, bro, and now it's just you just forgotten, man. No, but I think the comfy, I think comfy homeware stuff is big, you know? I think everybody just wants to be comfy.
And you brought up an interesting thing too about like washing your clothes. Like you say you wash it once and it shrinks up.
That's the worst.
It's the worst. And I'm not, I to be honest, like I have no tie-in with you with like trying to help sell your product. I love it regardless, but like I washed your shirts and it didn't shrink on me. Like it was something
in the dryer.
And that's something you have, it's hard to find that trust in clothes, right? Yeah. Like you can't just get something like, yeah, I'm going to get this. I'm going to have this for a while. Like sometimes you get shit, you're like, fuck, I'm going to wear this once and it's going to be toast.
You think about too, like product wise, people, it's, you know, this is people's hard earned money they're playing with. You know what I'm saying? Like I would feel terrible selling somebody something that they only got one wear out of. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel much better knowing that it's going to be in their closet and they're going to get their money's worth, and it's, you know, they'll be able to sit here like you're doing yourself, Kelly, and say like this thing's lasted me. I got every cent out of that thing, you know.
Totally.
Yeah, I stamped that shit too. I've been wearing those more than often. You know,
Yeah.
a black pair, and I mean, black's my go-to. So as far as the wash, I mean, I even wash it with like woolite. You know, I wash it with like some dark woolite to preserve that shit.
Because back in the day, we had time. We could wash it on cold, hang dry it.
Yeah.
We could do all that.
Yeah.
But you
Well, I
get
still
busy,
make time
man.
for nice pieces like, you know, the standard issue. I'll definitely do that. I'll go above and beyond because I know that it's actually gonna
Last.
last longer.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It is good to hear though, Chris. It's I feel like, I kind of feel like I'm on like a second or third career at this point, you know. Like, I'm very thankful and honestly blessed and appreciative to be here, and I think just bringing skating to like a place that I've always known it can exist at and should exist at, you know, like, you know, knowing the talented people that we've met over the years and their impact on just culture in general, and being able to still continue to tell those stories, you know.
Absolutely.
Because there was a time where I was trying to figure out fashion stuff and just kind of chasing what I was seeing on the phone, and I would get nowhere with it because I knew it wasn't who we are as people. It wasn't, you know, it wasn't based on the community and culture that we came up in, you know.
And there was a time where you just stopped doing it for a little while too.
I did, yeah. After Ice Cream and did the TV show for a little bit, you know, took care of my family, and then when I had to get back in the job field in the workforce, it was like, where do I fit in with this stuff? I knew clothing was still what I was into, and sneakers was still what I was into, but you know, just people forget about you. You know what I'm saying? And you kind of gotta. It's a lot of show and prove out here, and you know what else you got, you know. So like you could do one cool thing, but the next day it's like, what else you got, you know. So you got to just staying at it, you know.
I think
you've been staying consistent. Not to cut you off.
No, please. I mean, I was just gonna say, I think that's we talk about it on the show too. Is like, you know, skateboarding, you know, forms us as people, you know, to go out there and drive and, you know, really go after it.
Yeah, go get it.
Not stop.
The kid that shoots all of our photos, I strategically will take him to like old skate shit. And he's like, why do I want to shoot a picture here? And I'm like, do you know what Guy Mariano did here in 97? He's like, dude, this fucking weird looking ledge is going to look terrible. You know? Like, just shoot the picture.
Amazing.
But I do it so that people like us, though, when they see the picture, like, oh, okay, I know where that spot's at, or, you know.
It's crazy to think how broad skate, just because we share that one common bond on a skateboard, how broad it, like, what other sports really is there that like that? You know what I mean? Where everyone's really, really cool with each other. You know what I mean? Like, it's like even sports, like you're cool with each other, but you're all playing on different teams, and you're you're playing against each other.
Nobody's really rooting for, unless you're on the same team. Nobody's rooting for you.
Yeah, there's no other sport like skateboarding. I mean, look, you can compare it to like a bike, riding bikes. You know, there's but skateboarding for some reason, I don't know, because there's bikers that watch skate videos. I've never watched a bike video. I'm talking about currently. I've seen Rad. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day. But as far as like actually seeing a full-blown production bike video, I have never seen that. But I know bikers be watching skate videos.
Yeah.
The proper is BMX.
BMX, excuse me. Excuse me.
Kelly got in trouble, dude. Don't worry.
Oh, yeah.
And I love BMXers. Just don't get it twisted.
What did Kelly say?
It was like kind of a joke, but not. I mean, you know how you skate a skate park and then like there'll be BMXers there. And like they'll come in hot and like you collide with them,
Well,
and
you can't hear them.
you can't hear anything.
Like you can't a skateboard.
Yep.
And I was basically like, yo, get the fuck out of here. Like, you know, not like to them personally, but I was just kind of joking around, like, yo, I just don't personally. It's like it's tough having those two together in one place because it's really scary.
For sure.
Was it? I saw JP Jadid had posted a bunch of Chafee stuff lately, and one of his posts was about the impact that bikers had on the ledges there, and I forgot all about that. I completely forgot that bikes and skateboards have a whole different.
And I think that's kind of where it stems from, you know. But as technology has grown, there's, you know, advancements in the pegs and all this stuff. And if you are a seasoned BMXer, you're going to know how to get on that curb without destroying it.
Totally.
Yeah.
So it's a give and take, but I think that's where it stems from. It's like these bikers are ruining our spots and this and that. Like
BMXers.
Excuse me, BMXers.
Yes, there you go. Yeah,
I was just saying that as like, back in the day, like,
Yeah,
the BMX bikers, but
Yeah.
but don't get it twisted, guys. We've hashed it all out. We had a pro BMXer. We had Dakota Roche on the show to kind of just, hash everything out between the two communities, and we're good now. So people that are listening to this, don't worry.
Yes,
we're all good.
But even he knew exactly what I was saying. It was like
totally.
Yeah, it was like
because he's a pro. He knows. Like
it was just
dude. Biking is gnarly too.
It's
man.
gnarly.
That shit is so gnarly.
There's so many pegs and you're
a lot can go wrong.
A lot.
Yo, there's a video in the middle of some dude's part. He grinds up El Toro 180 out, dude.
Go.
Damn.
See,
he goes full speed up El Toro.
it sounds so ridiculous.
Insane.
It's like it's incredible, and I'm like, you can never talk shit. I love it. I think it's great. It was just like when those two come together, it's like sometimes it's hard to do the same thing. You know?
Yeah.
I wasn't definitely not talking shit on it, but
no, I know. But Kelly got in trouble, and I was just making sure that
I got some people hit.
Come after
they
you.
might come for me.
They might come for you, bro.
That's why I had to clarify.
No, but it's all love. It's all love.
all love.
We know. Dakota gave us a BMX bike.
Sick.
He brought it over here. Colt. He skates for Chris
sick.
Cole, or skates bikes for Chris Cole's company, bro.
It was funny back in the day. It's like there was such a minimal amount of bikers came through Love. Like maybe there was a handful of guys at night that would come by, and that was it. They were all hella cool with the skaters.
Okay.
And then they knew only nighttime.
I was gonna say, kind of like a Love back then. You would think that the skaters would run those guys out.
I think they were connected with everyone there, and they knew not to come during the height of, you know what I'm saying,
During
like
the day.
in the
They
middle
came
of
at night.
sessions. Yeah.
I went there one time at night, and it was like one of my first times there, or the second time there. It was a really big dude there, and I don't remember his name. He was super nice to us, but he was regulating. If someone came through that was not supposed to be there, he snapped their boards, like, get the fuck out of here. I was like, he's like,
these are the stories you hear.
Yeah. And it was,
about going there.
and that's why I was like, oh my God, this is real. This shit happened.
Kelly, do you remember what year it was?
Man, I was on an LRG trip. I want to say it was like 2012 or something like that.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
It was that tail end.
later.
Yeah, it was like the
That was a special era too, because that was after everybody. Kalis was gone, Papalardo, Plahowski's, all those guys were gone. And the beauty of what those kids at Municipal have is that after everybody left, on the low, they rebuilt the scene at Love.
yeah.
And Love stayed popping until 2016. You know what I'm saying? But like, there was no media, they had no big name pros there, and those kids were ripping on their own accord.
And what was awesome, not to cut you off, but it was just the fact that they respected so much of what Love Park had built on its own on skating. Like they loved what came from. Yeah, that's what's amazing about all the kids there.
And they kept a lot of those same, like you said, those same ethics and codes that, like, a lot of us had to, especially kids like myself that were coming in from the suburbs. It was like you show up and you're bored, your pockets, like you didn't really know. It was a roll of the dice when you walked in there.
Well, that's the stories that we would hear. It's like for us, it was like, oh man, like if I ever go to Love, I gotta watch out for Ricky Iola, man. Like, people like that. You're just like, whoa, like you don't know, like even like Stevie and like people like, it's like, it's kind of cutthroat out there.
Man, I always like,
which kind of has an alluring factor.
Yeah, hell yeah.
It's like,
sure.
ooh, that's kind of dope. I like that.
Definitely.
We had nothing like that out here.
They had nothing like that.
I always felt really thankful. Like anytime I pulled up, I never got shook down or anything. I remember one time, the first time I met Kalis, he was filming a line for 6 Cents.
Oh wow!
Remember that part that he shared with Stevie?
Hell yeah,
absolutely.
And at the time, the cops and it was the middle of the winter. There was nobody there, and it was kind of cat and mouse. The cop kept coming in, leaving, and it was me and my buddy. And he was like, "Hey, you think you could chill for a second just while I film this line? Let me just get the line, and then we're gonna take off." And then He said it's super respectful, and that was the first time I had ever met. I think he had just moved back to Philly at that point too.
Yeah, like don't blow up the spot yet. I'm here. It's mellow. Let me get this shit, and then we're good.
He did it within a couple tries. It was the crooks, then the back tail, and the main ledge into the little slant.
Sick.
Nollie.
Yeah, Nollie 180 and
Frontside
then
180
switch.
and then switch tail.
Yeah.
Not for nothing. That's something that you kind of want to just sit down and watch.
Yeah, hell yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
for sure.
Yo, that's so sick, dude. That's amazing you were there. You probably saw
that was
so
cool.
much amazing stuff there.
That was really cool. The first time I ever met Ricky Oyola, this was these guys were doing wall ride to board slides on shit, and I remember hitting the ledge in the back, wall ride, board slide, and super nice. He came up and was like, "Yo, what's your names? I'm Ricky. Nice to meet you.
Sick.
I like the trick that you did. Just do me a favor. Don't go this way. Go this way. You know, because the guys are skating like this, and I don't want you to get nailed."
Gotcha.
And I was
Interesting.
like, "Cool." You know.
That's sick.
Wow, that's awesome, man.
It's those things you hear, like, I mean, come to think of it, it's kind of like EMB, Love Park.
I was just about to say that.
Those are the two spots for me growing up that you would
Courthouse?
hear.
Courthouse
It wasn't
didn't-
like that, though. We didn't have a
Lockwood?
regulator. We didn't.
Lockwood, yeah.
Lockwood for kind
I
of.
mean, getting shook down type shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Lockwood
but not the
wasn't-
skaters,
yeah.
though, really.
Occasionally,
Maybe
sometimes it was a
maybe
skater.
you're right, but
Yeah, Lockwood
it?
wasn't like a plaza sense.
No,
Sure.
You know what I mean?
It was
That-
different.
only
That's
go
it couldn't hold the same type of
Right.
Yeah,
But there's a
You know,
Lockwood the trip because you got to jump a fence to get in there. That's a whole
Yeah,
different
30-foot
feeling
high
of
fence.
Yeah.
bro.
that entry. So like, if you're trying to perpetrate, and this is you're not really. You're just showing up like a weekend warrior with this fence behind you. That's a scary scenario.
For
you
sure.
know?
Oh wow, yeah, totally.
the strong similarities are definitely EMB and Love.
But I guess you're right, though, because, we're from here, so it doesn't have the same kind of thing. But maybe to an outsider going like, I'm going to go to LA, but like, should I go to Lockwood? Like, I don't know. Maybe it's sketch or,
for sure.
maybe it had that same kind of like vibe for an outsider.
Right.
It's similar to like
Looking
what
in.
we do at the beach, whatever. If some kid's fucking up and we see them like running into bicycles or trying to skate towards like moms with their kids, like, yo, dude, chill. Like, you're gonna ruin it for
Yeah.
us.
Right. And we do it in a respectful way. It's not like we're yelling at them or
Yeah,
whatever.
and like
but
watch for the window.
Hey, you know what else
Yeah.
has that?
you got to school them. You got to school them.
Yeah.
The last
sure.
place that has it also like that is Pulaski.
Oh yeah,
you
Pulaski
go.
too. Yeah,
That's right.
Yo, I heard recently they were making teams buy on pizzas
Yup.
and beers and shit.
Yup.
That's amazing. I love hearing shit like that. Like, you want to skate? Go,
To skate-
you better
to
run
skate
down
the
and get us
spot?
that pizza.
Yeah.
Different kind of spot that but maybe Burnside. Burnside was like that too.
Yeah.
You brought it.
FDR,
No,
I'm sure have their
FDR.
rules.
Yeah.
they
You
got
brought us to
rules
you
for
brought us
sure.
to FDR when we were out there on the
Yeah.
hot chocolate tour.
That was crazy, man.
Jimmy, we were having Roman candle fights.
That was fucking crazy, man. Did we tell this story the last time?
I think we did, but real quick,
God.
right? We were on the hot chocolate tour.
Yeah.
We were filming stuff with Spike the whole time. We were filming fire skits and whatever, and we wanted to go to FDR to film some shit. We had Roman candles. We wanted to do a Roman candle fight scene, and Jimmy took us there.
Yeah.
And you were kind of sketched.
Because I was like, all right, you guys are in town. This is awesome. Because at this point, I'm like, oh, yeah, I got my girl and chocolate guys in town. We're going to hang out.
Right.
And I'm thinking, I have a whole different set of ideas what we're going to, We're going to kick it. That was...
We're gonna go to
dude, that was like
Iskabibbles,
straight pyro. Like, that was nuts, yeah. You were on that trip too, Jeron?
I don't think I was. That was
No,
a hot
that was
chocolate
hot
trip.
chocolate,
Yeah, no,
yeah.
I wasn't on that.
But what
That shit was
were you
nuts.
sketched about? You were sketched about just us being there and then having this like Roman candle fight in the. I mean, it was.
I just
at
didn't
night.
know if at any point like the park police were going to show up,
Right.
or like because it was, dude, there was a lot of fireworks
Yeah.
and shit going off, and it was nighttime because the freeway's right there, so I would imagine they could see
Just
you
shit.
know.
Yeah.
But I'm sure Spike had permits and stuff and just wasn't saying anything.
It's funny because I think by that point, I mean, we went from LA to the East Coast and back, right? So I think by that point, we were like, oh, we're with Spike Jones. We've already done all these fire
You weren't even
skits.
questioning it.
Yeah, we've already been in a CVS parking lot on a busy street setting shit on fire. Like, we've been in a parking lot setting a bank on fire that Mark Johnson's blunt, like,
Yeah.
to us, it was kind of normal at that point. We're like, where was Spike Jones?
Yeah.
Like, he's got it, right? Like, big time director.
He didn't get no permits for none of that.
Oh, no.
That's
hell
funny,
no.
man.
Hell no.
Hey, not to rewind a little bit. because I think I had asked you about it, Jeron. Was I remember as a kid, you know, I was young at this point, so a lot of my information and stuff I'm getting from the videos and whatnot that we could get. So I think it was 417 or 8. There was I remember the Girl in Chocolate and Firm trip.
Yeah.
I specifically remembered the line that you did up the 3-stair ledge. I forgot that Lance had the front nose on the ledge at the bottom, the high ledge. Mm-hmm. I think Weston had a line.
Yep.
What spot was that?
At Love?
At Love.
They were at Love, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that Mike that did the nose slide to fakie and the fakie front crooks on the main ledge?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe so.
And then there was an awesome shot of Gabriel sit there. He had just tagged the little like metal pillar thing.
Yep. Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good trip, man. That was Firm and Girl and wait, was Chocolate? Yeah, it had to been.
I think Girl Chocolate Firm. Yeah,
it was dope.
How was I think you've answered this before. How did Firm and Girl? They were there together, but what was the deal with that?
There was a time that Firm entertained coming under the roof, I believe. And I think
get out of here.
Yeah, I believe that was the case, but for some reason it just never came to fruition. But yeah, I obviously there was already like, you know, the friendly, you know, Lance with Rick and everything.
Like
Weston was there too.
And obviously my good friend Weston, you know. So, but yeah, that was an awesome trip, man.
But those were the memories, man. When I think about like what these spots mean to me, and just obviously the local guys, but then also remembering Californians and, you know, I mean, other people that have come through, and no different whether it was Philly guys in Boston or New York guys in Philly or whatnot. But you know, it's just interesting to think back on those formative years and the various people's coastal and stuff that have been at these spots. So
yeah.
I got a question to ask about, just, you know, you've probably seen so much at Love. Is there any like a crazy cool story that you have about Love that like maybe that was like behind the scenes that you're like, whoa, some crazy shit just happened, this is nuts? Like,
I remember a cop almost got Tony Montgomery and he wiggled out, and then he was across the street and he had the board upside down and was trying to focus it and just couldn't do it. I think he ended up fucking his ankle up.
who, the cop?
The cop did, yeah.
He had the board upside down, like flat on the ground.
Yeah, he had it on the curb, but I'm saying like he had to flip like the wheels up.
Yeah,
you know, like why would you can't break a board that way, you know? But I also think too, like I remember like being really young and seeing the amount of like effort that like bike cops and motorcycle police would put in. Yeah, we'd be 12, 13 years old, you know, like you think about in retrospect how crazy that is, that's the thing that they were putting their effort into, you know.
Like nowadays, something like that would be filmed and go viral. Like, look at these cops.
Going after
treating these 12-year-olds like this,
right.
Probably pushing them down, tackling them, giving them you're right, like shit like that.
And the amount of manpower, like that they would sometimes put towards these raids. You're like, yo, I know this is like any other major metropolitan area. This could be utilized in way smarter ways, you know, but
right.
You think about how these municipalities move, it's like, you know, they're trying to do the least amount of work, you know.
It's kind of, we didn't have that gnarly, but at the West LA courthouse, they would definitely raid it, surround the place. They'd sit down, you know, 30 skaters and give them all tickets. It takes 3 hours to give everybody a ticket. Like, but the way that they would do it, you know, some cops would just come in and burp, 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 and then everybody would scatter and we'd come back. That's what it was. But there were times where it was like, yo, cops are coming down this stairs on motorcycles. This cop would come in here, like so many. And you're just like, dude, what is going on?
It had to be much better.
What,
better
Raj?
things to.
They want to prove a point.
Yeah, but it's just like I said, some cops would come in and boop boop, and everybody would like that.
Yeah,
I don't know. It just
that's it. And this is not to shamelessly plug a product, but this conversation that we're having right now was is the main focal point and my train of thought when we were going into this Vans project that we're putting out on the 10. Because I thought about specifically when you have places like Courthouse or EMB, Pier 7, Pulaski. And yeah, they don't fit a quintessential playground or park, but you would think over the years, somebody within these city councils would recognize that, this is kind of a beautiful alternative that we're giving kids that are from these cities. Not every kid is built to go play in a playground. Not every kid, so when you see this kind of organic thing that brings kids together and they're not doing anything wrong, really that
Ill
fucking
or
bad,
illegal,
and they're they're actually utilizing these things that architectures put years of their lives into creating. You would think they'd embrace that.
And that's kind of like, for an example, MACBA, Barcelona.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like the person who designed MACBA was like, yes, let these skateboarders skate here. This is a beautiful thing. This is art. This is what I built this for, and of course then you could skate there, certain times, certain things, but it was recognized there. But I agree with you. It should be recognized.
And I say that
here.
And I guess on one side, the beauty of the culture in itself is that it is this unaccepted underground thing. But when you break down the nitty gritty of like what goes on, and what a lot of kids, especially kids from these cities, when they leave their front door, the reality of the shit that they have to navigate, the fact that someone's not bright enough to be like, yo, dude, they're just riding fucking skateboards. You know what I'm saying? Like they're just, you know what? Let's say give them a certain time, or like, let's keep an eye on extracurricular things going on there. If that's not there, if there, a lot of downtowns, you leave, after 4 or 5 o'clock, it's empty. You know what I'm saying? Like this is actually a energy being brought towards these blocks that's giving it some life. So I thought about kids that, when that kind of culture is for them, and when they lose that, where does that leave them? You know what I'm saying? Not every kid wants to go back to a skate park. And I saw that in Philly. I saw kids that they found something, found something where they found some worth, and like it was something that really like resonated with them. And to lose that, I have to go back to the neighborhoods. I saw kids that were knocked off their life's path, and they probably wouldn't have been like that. You know what I mean? If somebody within city council was smart enough to be like, yo, they're not all going to be professional skaters. Some might be artists, some might be, musicians, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But at least it's keeping them in a productive place,
Absolutely.
So that was the idea with the vans. And when I say about kids that their trajectory was knocked off, I had a friend that after the first wave of love that I grew up in, I saw him have to, a Kensington, Philadelphia kid, I seen him have to figure the shit out. And it wasn't the easiest.
Tough,
and he went through some shit, but he overcame it. So when it was kind of like an enlightening moment when we were going through the design, I thought, yo, let me hit Joe. I know this kid's a really good artist, to be able to then circle back and pull him in on the shoe designs, which I have right here. The idea behind the shoe is called a love story, but not necessarily in the sense of this high caliber of skating that we became familiar with over the years, but just every other kid that utilized the space and might have been pushed out. And like I said, especially the kids from the city. Philly's a tough place, man, economically, socially. The education system is terrible. So I just wanted to tell the story of a kid that was actually born and raised there, and having lost a place like that, I do think his life might have been a little bit different, and he's in a great place now, but maybe one day one of these city council members can really sit down and be like, look, we gotta embrace this youth culture, because I remember, and that was another thing, I remember sitting at city council meetings and hearing them say, well, if we prohibit love, I highly doubt it's going to change the course of these kids' lives. And I remember just being like,
oh wow,
Dad, have you ever walked down the street here? Like, I'm not even from Philadelphia. I'm from the suburbs, but I know what it looks like outside of some, on some of these blocks. So,
right.
But yeah, just that just kind of that was where our train of thought went with the design work for him. So we had him come in and just write.
Sick.
I gave him a handful of words and he just wrote. He would write and send me over the scans. And then my friend Alex would make sense of it all and put it together in classic checkerboard on the box, the writing all over it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it looks great, man. Just the box looks great.
Ooh.
So obviously the chukka boot, which it's got super. This is actually a really small one. This is cool. But chukka boot, you think like really early Vans. Like I remember like back at Thrasher, like Vans ads, like Hensley growing up and stuff.
Dude, I would skate chukkas. I would buy chukkas and skate them because like Eric Costin would skate them.
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. And as I got older, seeing brands like W Taps that work with Vans and seeing them embrace chukkas, it was just something just like it just clicked for me. That was always the shoe I really want. If I always said if I had the opportunity to do so, it would be a chukka boot. And they're like, we can do any shoe. And I'm like, nah, chukka boot. That's what it is. So
Yeah. Looks great, bro.
we put the icy outsole on it.
Wow.
And then I didn't want to, the Vans are such classic silhouettes. We didn't want to do anything that really took away from that, just that old school feel that you get from it. So just keeping the checkerboard, but then applying Joe's hand style across it. And then he put it on the inside. Because like, remember back in the day, like just be sitting in class, just like coloring on my sneaks. So we're like, well, let's keep that train of thought for this, so let's not blast the outside, but keep that on the inside. And this is a pretty cool part too.
Those are great looking shoes, Jim.
It doesn't, it's the little things, man. It's, you think of Vans checkerboard, the ability to like have a JSP.
And
then we put the really, the ultra cush ones. So like, a lot of them you can put your foot in a day. It's just, thing blows out and you don't want to wear it again. But this one just for comfort,
So sick, dude.
We just try to keep it as classic as possible.
How did that initial conversation start between you guys? Like, that's an amazing accomplishment right there.
Yeah, because we're trying to get a conversation started too, bro.
Man, so
We've been trying for a long time. Go ahead, Jim.
Man, no, I have some old friends from Delaware. My buddy Zach and my buddy Mark, they've both been working with Vans for some time, skaters. And Zach is pretty hands-on with the skate department. But he knows I love skate, but I also like to dig deeper in some fashion stuff. And they have a department called the Vault Department, which is for things a little bit, I don't want to say elevated because elevated sounds snobby, but like just for like for things maybe outside of the box
for
and
story
a little
purpose.
More fashion-y. So, and the gentleman there, his name's Jake. He's just like us. He's a skate rat, but likes some fly shit. So just went and had coffee with him one day, and he like after rapping, he's like, "Yo, I really think there's something, you have a story to tell in there."
Amazing.
So just like pick the shoe,
Damn, I want to skate in that pair, dude.
Oh yeah, I want.
Look at those things. That brings me back.
Me too.
Because I would get chukkas and I would cut them so that they were lower top, put the duct tape around them.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing.
I did that with half caps.
Did you do it with half caps? Yeah. I saw
show you
anything
the white
that
one,
Costin or any of these dudes would do, like I would follow suit.
Yep.
Like for sure.
Hey, was it by chance, was it Jake Mennick you talked to?
Yeah, hell yeah, Jake. Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's my dog. Shout out to Jake, dude.
Well, how come you haven't talked to him yet then? Jesus.
You might want to talk to him.
Yeah, the white one too.
Oh, bro, I might need, listen.
The white
Jim,
one. Woo.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're going to do any seating for those, but listen,
All right, gotta go, guys.
always.
I'm just messing with you, Chris.
I'm messing with you too. But there,
The other part on it that was really nice to call out on it was
yeah, I wanted to ask you about that.
there was
Dedicated.
it says dedicated to JR Neebs, and for those not familiar with JR, he was there was a very famous skate park outside of Philadelphia called Cheapskates. It was in some of the earlier Eastern Exposures 1 and 2, and JR was. Man, like, so anytime people would travel to Cheapskates, they knew JR because he was just one of the rippers there from when he was a kid. But just so happened our parents lived blocked from one another. His old man lived near Cheapskates, but his mom lived near me. And you know, when I met him, you know, all of the things I wanted to learn about skating, and just whatever, clothes, fashion, music. He was a couple years older than me, so he's just that guy that taught me about, you know, like showed up with the real nonfiction video. I remember sitting there watching it with him until the shit broke, or like, yeah, I got a pair of Nikes for you, a pair of Air Darwins. You know, he would just how to wall ride, you know, just little shit like that. And as I got older and even made my way downtown, a lot of what I knew from skating, my perspective was based a lot off of what he had shared with me and educated me on. So he passed away in 2009. And as I was saying earlier, man, just one of those friendships that I just let too much time go between points of communication. So, you know, when he passed, it was something that I never really like found much, you know, you don't find peace obviously in somebody passing, but, you know, it always like hurt me that I had let life get in the middle. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, he was the Vans guy. Like if he was still alive and skating today, he skated for Vans. So it was like, I had reached out to his mom and, you know, got her blessings, and then that was that, you know. So it wasn't even you know, he skated downtown. He wasn't even a love guy, but just for the sake of it being Vans, it was something that I had to apply on there. So
sick,
dude. He was good. Hey, didn't he write for Stereo?
He did write. He wrote for Stereo.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I think Unbelievers with Scott Bourne. You know, Sessions. He was a big deluxe guy, so Thrasher, Spitfire.
Right.
You know, and again, if he was alive, he probably still, you know, Jim would probably still be taking care of him. You know,
because didn't he switch frontside flip that double set at what's it called, high school, Fairfax High?
I'm sure he did. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? There was actually a 4-flat forward next to the ledges that like no one really skated, but I think he skated it. Anyways, that was just me nerding out back then. Like,
I remember he went down to like the early Tampa contest, and like it was awesome because it was a kid that I grew up with, and then just to see him, like, I don't know if he won or if he took second, like, but it was like, wow, this is cool. You know what I'm saying? Like someone that is from our area has like national skate recognition now. You know?
Yeah, that's rad.
But,
congrats, bro.
like I said, man, if you got a friend out there that's meant something to you, regardless of the time period, please reach out to him, man.
Yeah.
You know, especially in this chaos that we're living in right now. But
you never know what tomorrow's gonna hold, man.
Nah, hell nah. You know. But yeah, thank you, man, because this is an honor, man. It's Vans. It's like, you know, I remember buying my first pair of half cabs and like, you know, and then getting older and kind of falling, you know, it's especially like in being in like definitely a father's shoe, you know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I could just tell the way that you're holding them and looking at them.
Yeah.
Like you have this like affection for them, you know?
Hey, you look happy.
Yeah.
It's something, you know what I'm saying? It's like we've had opportunities to work with other shoe brands, and every opportunity means a lot. You know, anytime somebody wants to work with you, you know, you got to take it as a blessing. But there was just something special about this one, you know.
Amazing. Yeah, I gotta get my hands. Those look great, bro. They look great.
Yeah, the white. Yeah, they're good, man.
Yeah,
I gotta hit them.
These will be out February 10th.
Okay.
And then we have another colorway coming for Easter as well. So,
damn.
These are little Valentine's jumps, and then the Easters.
Okay.
Little mint joints.
Easters will come out on Good Friday.
Nice.
Amazing.
We're about to get floral on them.
Look at that. Okay.
I gotta hit up Jake to see what's good, bro. Fuck
Jake's a line, man. He's gonna be Jake. He's like, "Hey, you guys blew my spot up."
No, hit him
bombarded
up, bro.
now.
No, but yeah, thank you guys for having me on to share this. And
of course,
you know, obviously, you guys are all super old friends of mine. Yeah. To, you know, just be able to catch up in this framework is cool.
Yeah, I love it, bro.
You already know skaters supporting skaters, bro. Mm-hmm. It's a big, we push that over here.
And actually, was this project started during quarantine, or is this like, did you have this going on beforehand?
Man, that's what, when I had referenced how stressful March and April was, this had started mid 2019.
Oh, okay.
So and it was originally slated to come out in October. So it was like, factories, everybody was affected. And I think part of the stress in the beginning for me was that, I'm very appreciative of the place that we're at as a company. And even for me as a person, it took so much work to get here. Like, it took a lot of support from my wife. It took a lot of support from friends and family. It's not been easy. You know what I'm saying? Like life is not easy. So to get to these points, we felt like we had these special opportunities, and then it was like this pandemic might just rip everything from us. It was like the unknown. Everything was so unpredictable at that point. So to make it here, where I'm actually sitting here talking to you guys about it, is like
amazing.
Hallelujah, man.
Hey, February 10th, bro.
Yeah,
almost a year in this thing.
Look at that.
Well,
crazy.
that's February 10th. Yeah.
February
Oh, yeah.
10th to drop. Yes.
February 10th.
Boom.
Oh, it'll already be out by now.
Go buy them.
Yeah.
Go buy them.
Yeah.
Now.
Man, tell them.
Hopefully, by the time this comes out, there won't be any available.
Okay.
There you go.
I like that. I like that, bro.
Well, you give them a little heads up on the Easter. Give them a little heads up, and there you go.
Yeah. That's because the Easter one is special.
Yeah.
God damn it, Jimmy.
I like those uprise ones you have behind you, Kelly, are awesome.
Oh yeah.
Those are the uprise ones. Those are new ones.
Yeah,
Dude,
I
this-
skated in those things are great, man.
This colorway is my favorite right here. This is
it's
one
a
of
good
the
one.
ones.
It's a good one. I wanted those. They sent me black ones again. Thank you, Vans. No, for real.
That's some like mid '90s East Coast shit right there. Specifically that color too.
Well, it wasn't like the Carol shoe kind of this colorway. Is that what it was?
It was, huh?
Yeah. That's what I always remembered it. I was like, damn, that shoe looks sick.
I keep asking them too, what's up with that Carol shoe? Like,
I know,
and
right?
I never get any response back on text message for
Supreme
that
did
one.
it.
Yeah, Supreme did it,
They
right?
did, yeah. They can do whatever they want, man.
I love it, bro. You seem like you're in a great spot right now. A lot of good things are happening, and dude, it's amazing to see.
Thank you.
I love it, bro.
Just talking to you guys, man. Just to be able to sit here and talking to y'all is like, that's cooler than all that. The product and everything aside, just to be able to say that we're sitting here after all these years.
I love it.
And, got great memories to recollect on, and have watched one another grow in different areas.
Yeah, it's been a long ride, bro. I mean, sitting here, we were reminiscing about Brentwood House and the people that came through there, and man, you look back and sometimes you feel like, God, I wish I would have taken more of that in.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes you just take for granted of what's going on around you at the time, and things are going well, chocolate and girl and this and that and the other, and you don't really, even on tours, right? You don't take it all in as you do. You look back and you're like, man, I should have appreciated that a little bit more.
I messaged one of the Muni kids the other day, and because when I think about Love Park, is like, man, sometimes I sit and think, I wish I would have, taken more advantage of the opportunity, because you thought it's going to be here forever,
Yes.
You're young.
And one of the Muni kids, I was like, he had written something like, I can't believe this place is still here. And I just messaged him like, yo, I don't want to be that old guy, but like, honestly, do everything you can, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, get as much as you can out of that place, because you're right. You don't know how long it's going to be there, and you don't know, like, those kids were fortunate to transfer everything across the street, but like, if Muni is gone, then where? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like, make the most of it. I wish I would have had someone tell me that back in the day.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, no, you look back at such a flash in the pan. I don't even remember every country that I've been to and what spot was there that we skated. It's all kind of this blur. Certain things are stand out. Yeah. Maybe a picture in my mind, but I never took the time.
Yeah, you're young and you're trying to, like you said, take it all in. I think too, the gift and the curse of, like, I think everybody on here has been fortunate to skate and work for some really rad companies, and sometimes you get kind of lost in that. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
right. And it's happening so fast. You know, you're filming for this video, you're doing here, you're going on tour, you get back and you're skating this place. And it was nonstop at times. You couldn't really sit there, and you're on a train going from this city to this country, and you're on a plane going here, and you don't.
Well, you know what's crazy for looking as a kid, looking up to you and Robbie and being like, you guys were literally the only AMs on Girl and Chocolate. And like, it was like, you guys were the fucking cool dudes and we were all just around you and you guys lived together.
That's right, Kelly.
But no, like, hey, Jimmy, you know what I'm talking about, dude? It was
absolutely. That's why it was so fun to be able, and such an honor back then to be able to say, this is who I go stay with and skate with. And you know what I'm saying? And enjoy, you know, Los Angeles with back then. It was like I said on the last time, I go home and be like, yo, this is a trip. You know, I'm sitting with the Girl and Chocolate guys, you know.
Yeah, there was no one else. There was no other dudes on there or no AMs except for these guys.
Yeah, not for nothing though. Like it was a lot of pressure, man. It was, I've spoke on it before. It's just like you get on these companies, especially back then, and you're kind of put on this pedestal. You have all these eyeballs looking at you. Who are these guys? What are they doing? They're these new guys on these companies that nobody's getting on. Like, it's a lot, man. Like, I couldn't go to the skate parks and just have fun because I was like Chris Roberts, this guy that skated for Chocolate, and I had to like live up to a certain standard, or you know, it played in your head.
That's
like,
what I said. That you start overthinking it, then that's you start playing into that, and then you're like, fuck, I don't want to go skate because I'm not going to be doing what they think I should be doing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no,
it played heavy on my mind.
Yeah. You too, Chris, man. I think that you coming in off of like Listen and stuff, and how amazing all of that was. Like, it's like, that's like your 50 Cent in the club. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to make, you know what I'm saying? You got to make the massacre now. That ain't easy. You know?
It's tough, dude. It's tough to pay. And plus, I'm not that guy. You know, I'm not the attention hoarding. I don't want that on. You know, I'm a very private person. You know, when it comes to like my life and everything. And I mean, I just wasn't that guy. I didn't want that attention. You know. And I'm on a podcast now with millions of people watching.
Are you sure you don't want that attention?
No, but you know, it's nice, of course, Raj. It is nice and it's humbling and everything. But when you're in it and you're skating and you have that, you just feel the eyes on you. Yeah. No matter what, no matter where you go. Like I always said, like I wish I could just go to a skate park and not be this dude who skated for Chocolate. I could just be this other dude who went to the skate park and just was skating with everybody else. Listen, it's in my own mind.
Yes.
Well, dude,
it's in my own mind.
You could sense it probably too. I mean, I did a little bit when I was like, you know, I was sponsored or whatever, but like you'd go to a spot, oh, it's Chris Roberts. I got to fucking turn it on right now and make sure Chris Roberts see me. And then you're like,
and also I feel that way. I have to turn it on because I can't crooked grind this ledge right now. And these people think I suck.
Right.
Yeah. You
like cuckoo shit, you know? It's like it's fucked me up.
People want to get like, I want to show Chris Roberts I'm better than him or whatever. You know, like the thought process back then.
Oh my God.
I wouldn't even let kids come up and say, yeah, you want to play skate? No.
Yeah.
I don't want to play skate.
Yeah,
like,
that was the thing back then. Yeah.
I ain't trying to lose to you. Like really.
So you felt it.
Yeah,
also
but I felt it in different ways. I didn't feel it as much when I was younger. I think it was when I was more established and I was pro, and then like, okay, now you have a higher standard to kind of live up to.
Right.
And then that's when, you know, I kind of had.
Well, because you also got started at a young age too. Right. You got on Blind. No, you were on Real and then Blind. But when you got on Blind, how old were you? Like 14? 15?
14, 15.
That's young.
15.
I started skating when I was 15. Yeah. You know, and like.
I feel like when you were blossoming, you were like already with that crew. So you felt natural being around it.
Right.
And then Chris is like, he's coming from the outside and getting adopted in.
Right. And at the time, it was nobody else was getting on these companies.
Right. Yeah. You were the new guy.
I could see that.
So, Jeron, I could feel like you probably were like, oh, this is normal. But you held it down.
I get that transition, especially because like I'm already chilling with the boys. You know what I'm saying? And like you were chilling with a couple of the boys. Like you were chilling with Tim and you know. handful of us. Daniel, there was a guy, Daywan. There was a lot of guys that were, in that little skate crew of ours. But yeah, dude, I could see how that pressure would be a little bit different.
I felt it, man.
Yeah.
And you listen, at first it's cool, bro. Woo! Yeah. Man. Yeah. I'm on chocolate, bro. And then it starts sinking in, and day by day, it's just, again, it's my personality. It's all in my head, but it's just something that I kind of struggled with, No,
because you start deep thinking about like, damn, my skating, like, what am I really that good? Like, what the dude? How did this happen? Like,
and then people are so competitive; they want to fight for that spot in that team, but that's not the way you are. Like, people like your skating for the way it is.
Yeah.
And
I never really fought for, I never made sponsor me video. I made one to Rodney Mullen, and he wanted another one. I didn't send it to him. I said, no, you're good. I'm good. But I never, you know what I mean? Like, I never was the kid going after it and wanting this and going for it. Everything just naturally
happened.
Organically.
What I liked about you, Chris, though, especially back in the day, was every time I would come to town, I would see the progression, because it'd be like, there was something new, you know what I'm saying? Whether it was like, I'm a switch 180 nose wheelie, but then I'm gonna turn it back. And I'd be like, how the fuck was he thinking like that? Since the last time I came, you came up with that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
There was the slow progression you had on the tricks that you had, which was awesome.
Yeah, it's just about adding on, right? You could do that one, so add on to it. What's next,
One thing, I don't know if it has too much to do with this, but going back to Robbie, like, I feel, and that's one of my favorite skaters growing up, and a good friend of mine. But I think what happened at that point is that he compared himself to the younger kids coming up, like P-Rod and Jeremy, being on girl and losing focus on what you do best.
I could see that. I could see that.
It's like sometimes in skateboarding, you have to forget about what everyone else is doing and really focus on what you do best and compare it like only how you could get better. So that's a lesson just to people. It's like, whatever everyone else is doing, you didn't get sponsored because of what they were doing. You got sponsored because of what you were doing.
True. Yeah, that Rodney Daywan part, his clips and Rodney Daywan are still like
so ill.
Some of the best shit in that video.
I forgot he even had a blind part.
Oh, yeah, man.
And do the listen part with you guys, like that. You gotta. Everyone skating right now doing their thing. Do you? Justin said out in the experience.
Yeah.
Do you?
And I wish somebody would have told me back then, like, don't worry about it, dude. Do you like nose grinds? Do as many nose grinds as you want, And it's like those little things get to you, right? Like, I've nose grinded this, I've nose grinded that, okay, enough with the fucking nose grinds,
But that's who likes that. That's why they like watching. That's why they. That's why they fuck with you.
Yeah,
it's not like you're gonna leave that trick behind. It's there.
That was your superpower.
It was my superpower. Yeah. Reynolds superpower. Yeah. Frontside flips.
Everybody has those
5-0 too.
Yeah, for 5-0s.
The balance 5-0s.
Anyway, this isn't about us. This is about you, Jimmy Gorecki, bro. And since we're on the topic of skating, we have a couple clips here, and we were talking about.
All right, talk to me.
Well, we were talking about love. We were talking about across the street and everything. And here's this back lip, and I love this clip, man, because. Not only was that a clean back lip, but look at all the people.
Dude, that was the sickest. That's so ill, dog.
Amazing clip.
All right, so Paul's right there. Look, you call's right there.
Oh, wow.
All right, go. So you got Dill right there.
Oh, shit.
Oh, it is.
Right behind Dill. So you got Kalis, you got Jake Lewis. All right, slide. Let me see. Press. Paul, right there. You got Freddie, you got Ave.
Oh my God.
I think that's Nino. These were heavy photosynthesis filming days.
Yeah.
I think that might be Stevie in the background, in the back right.
Let me see.
But sidebar, before I did that, I literally backlipped every rail in Philadelphia that I could find.
Seriously? Oh, you were getting ready.
Yo, on my mom's life, I backflipped every fucking rail I could find, and it was just like. That was kind of the move that like older dudes were like, all right, let's little guys got something,
Break it down for us. Like, did a lot of people not skate that rail, or were people just watching you?
You couldn't skate there back in the day. That was a spot that as soon as you went up there with the board, security guard came right out.
Okay.
And it just was never happening. And I think that's why it was. Because the benches up there are perfect and stuff. Right. It's an amazing spot, but it was always just a bust. And I had tried it a handful of times, and just that one time, the security guard was just on break or something, so I got a good 20 or some tries, and then I didn't realize the whole time Vern was filming that all the guys were just kicking back. It was Halloween 1999.
Oh wow.
So I was like a senior in high school, and I was just like, I just remember landing it and just sitting there like things are like, this might change some shit. Like I kind of felt that like, yo, like you might be on now.
Right.
And that was
And
like,
that's all you want as a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like as a young, you know what I'm saying? Like young, hungry kid, it was just like, you just wanted that one thing to open the door.
Because to me, that's intimidating. Just having all those dudes. I mean, legends just sitting there watching.
He was so in it.
you're so zoned in. Yeah.
He ain't tripping on them.
Like that was the first time I seen anyone skate that rail though. I'd never seen anyone skate it then.
I think John Reeves had grinded it before.
He's the
and
man.
Bam had grinded it before. John
Bam.
the Man Reeves, yep. John the Man Reeves told me, he was like, nah, yeah, you're right. I did grind that before you.
He's the man.
I was like, that's it. Yeah.
Dude, I trip out super hard when it pans over to everyone else because that's obvious. Yeah, like you said, photosynthesis days. But like, I'm imagining the clips that they filmed that day because I remember their outfits.
Dude.
That's true.
Because, Dill and Van Engelen and Deerdeck, those guys, they would be in Philly all the time. Like it was like regular. They would be there. I'd get done school. I'd go down there and Van Engelen would be there like, 12 o'clock on like a Tuesday, like they were in town a lot, man. And it was pretty amazing to see them, just you're like, holy shit, it's Anthony Van Engelen, And
Did you
Dill
have
would be
any-
sitting there kicking it?
I know it's like you said, it's hard to imagine that you just accept everything. You're like, oh, this is cool, whatever. But did you have a feeling there was something special happening?
Nah, you know what? Because that kind of energy was like so normal there. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you're in the thick of it of them sessions, is like, everybody's going. And I feel like at that point, I felt like I was like part of the crowd. You know what I'm saying? But like to see like sitting here all these years later and like, I've had kids hit me like, yeah, such and such, Blake Carpenter switch flip back tailed it, and they're like, but Jimmy, that's still your rail, you know what I'm saying? I'm like,
Yeah, I mean,
you're right, that's my rail.
Yeah, because if you didn't do that, these possibilities of what's happening
Hell
now.
no, there's no way.
Yeah.
I had to kick the door open. Someone's got to open the door,
Why the back lip? Why not a crooked grind? Why not something else?
When you figured out that trick that you're just like, oh yeah, this is it.
Okay.
Like, and I like back lips were like, not too many people were, it wasn't quite a back nose blunt. It was like, but it was better than a front board, so I was like, all right, I'm just going to backlift everything. Oh, sorry, the dog's here.
What up, dog?
He's chilling.
What's up, Sheila?
The dog just came creeping up.
So yeah, I would just backlift. It started with like a little mini rail at Drexel, and then it went to like the visitor center rail back there.
Okay.
Like any rail I could backlift, I was bringing the filmer and the photographer. I just wanted to be in the magazines and like, you just wanted to get on,
Jesus.
All right.
Jeron just did a party foul real quick.
Oh no.
Goodness gracious.
Will you,
It's all good.
Bro,
Yeah.
I can't move, bro. Will you grab some paper towels, bro? Thank you, bro. Oh, Dubs, you didn't have to get up. All over my monitor and my iPad and my phone.
His phone.
Oh no.
Dubs got excited about the
I
back lip,
did.
bro.
Jesus.
Man, there you go.
I want to say something. I'm like calling out tricks that they did that day. Van Engelen, remember the opening? He does a switch 5 and his wheel falls off. He's like, the
Yeah.
fucking wheel fell off. That's what it looks like.
Is that the same fit?
It might be the same fit, and then it looks like it. And then when in Freddie's outfit, it looks like it's the day he did an ollie hard flip over the trash can off the ledge.
Probably, yeah.
But I could be wrong. But that's just me. Watched that video 1,200,000 times.
Everybody in there was like, those are, some of these people are still dudes I still talk to on a regular basis. Like,
Looks like Tony's
it was
over there
just,
too.
yeah,
Tony
yeah,
Hawk?
Tony was there, yeah.
Montgomery?
No, Tony Montgomery.
How dope
Right
would
there.
that be? Tony Hawk.
Oh, that's
Man,
him right there with the
Tony's
hat.
the one. Hey, Tony was the one that, like, if we ever thought we were going to have a girl chocolate team rider, Tony was the one.
He was.
Man.
He was on flow for a while, man.
Dude.
I love
Way
Tony.
too long.
We talked about that recently, didn't we?
We did.
We talked
Yeah.
about it.
Man, yo. Because Tony's one of the best, like, honest to God, one of the most talented people I had ever got to skate with. Like, you know, just that whatever he needed to get to that threshold, I get so mad that whatever it was got in the way because he was the Philly girl chocolate guy.
Yeah, I don't even remember what happened with that. I don't know.
I mean, it might be tough being in Philly and then everyone's in Los Angeles.
Especially
like,
back then.
Yeah, like being the young kid. Like
Nowadays, that wouldn't
you
matter.
Make it out. Like if you're not present in like really in the environment of everybody, it's kind of hard to like really maintain.
You got to be around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to be around.
Kind of like out of sight, out of mind type thing.
Yeah.
And back then too, you couldn't just post Instagrams and be in the moment, you know.
Like, look at me, guys. I'm chilling. I'm doing some shit.
I'm doing my shit, right?
Because I was like all the guys that got on Alien, they had other Alien guys there. I was fortunate with KT that I had him to call Sal for me and give Sal to get the cosign. But that, you're right, having that person there that's already in the building to be your voice of to be the communicator for you is important.
Because KT did a lot for you, right?
Oh man, I wouldn't be talking to you guys if it wasn't for Kevin Taylor.
Right.
I owe everything to him. There's two people in skating I owe everything to. It's him and another gentleman named Nino Scalia. The two of them helped change my life forever.
Nino, hell yeah! Shout out Nino.
You know what's crazy? I never knew Nino was fully in the scene back then. Like I saw that he was like in the background of Kayla's clips. I was like, oh shit, he was out there.
Because Nino was South Philly. He was Love Park for longer than as far back as way earlier than me, years. Since he was a kid.
He's OG.
Yeah, dude, can you imagine handling Alien and Habitat during the photosynthesis days?
Ooh.
Oh wow!
Like those were some heavy personalities and stuff back then, man. Because they were all superstars. You know what I'm saying? Like, the biggest dudes at all the biggest companies. Like that's a lot to reel in. So,
man. What a time.
It'd be sick, Chris. We should play this back lip on loop right next to this.
I've been watching it for the past 20 minutes, bro. I love it, man. Like,
what we got? That's the next trick. What we got?
I'm just saying, I just love it, man. Cause I love this. It's so rad. Vern Laird shot that?
Vern did. Yep.
I love that he panned over to these dudes and because cool. If we saw the back lip, cool cut right there, to see this atmosphere. And to see all the dudes it's so sick.
And
I love it.
It was the closing clip of the chaos in 4-1. So it's like, that's a good spot to have.
Got the ender.
Yeah.
Hey, Kayla's had asked me to hold it for photosynthesis.
Oh, wow.
And I didn't have the patience to do so.
Wow.
How long ago after did it come out?
All right, this is fucked up that I know my own time frames, but so I did it October. And then it came out for the New Year's 411. The one, remember when Lance was sitting there and just waiting for my buddies to come over, guys? I'm supposed to have this New Year's party. He's in the narrator at the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
And then it came out, and then I think photosynthesis didn't come out till the next summer.
Yep.
So I was just like, I'm like, Josh, I'm trying to get on, man. But the premiere copy, it made it in the video.
Oh, no way.
But then they found out that it was in 401.
But then they were like, nah, it's can't.
Already been used.
Yeah, Kastrusi took it out.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I mean, back then too, it was a big, recycling footage.
Yeah.
It wasn't a good
you
look.
couldn't
It
do
still
that.
ain't a good look.
It's still not, but I would do it.
If there was another angle, that could be like, maybe we could do that, but
Yeah.
True.
But I just wanted to get on at that point, man. I knew at that point in my life, skating was what I was really passionate about, and it was like this was going to be how I'd get on aesthetics or whatever, and
And what'd you say you were, how old right there? 16?
16, 17, I
16,
think.
17? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
The same age when Jeron was filming his part for Mouse, apparently, too.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
wait, do I see Mike Maldonado in the background too?
God.
Everybody was there.
I know. That's
Mike
what I'm
might have been.
tripping on.
If you look on this, the furthest to the right, it's like right there. Oh, no, the bald head.
Bald head?
I can't tell.
God, who is that?
Sure that's not Joe
I'm an
Joe
asshole
Face?
for not knowing.
Definitely not Joe Face.
Is that Jim Thiebaud?
Everybody was there.
Everybody was there.
Yeah, those sessions were amazing, man.
Wait, so who is that? Is that KT in the red? Who's that in the red?
Nah, that's Jake Lewis.
Yeah.
Jake Lewis.
He lives in, I think, Switzerland now.
Oh wow.
I remember seeing him in 4-in-1s.
Jake was hella good, man.
Yeah.
Jake was super good.
Damn, what else?
Is that Ricky Iola behind?
I think Rick was there. Yeah,
that
I think
him
that is
behind
Rick. Yep.
Ave?
Yeah.
That was such a special time right there, bro. That is so cool, man.
Dude.
To be part of a place like that, to have like even whatever, this is to have 20 seconds of history that to me matters. I hope to other people it matters too. To a spot that famous is like that people actually, when you think about all the amazing shit that's been done there, it's a lot of stuff. So if someone can actually remember the shit that you did there, it's like, cool, I'll take it.
We remember. Definitely. We remember, man. This line too, man. This was a cool. I love this line, dude.
Oh yeah, this is
I had the worst nollie half cap flips.
No, but
that was good.
it was one of the first runs I had seen that you went to the gap. Yeah.
I don't know if I know Carey did one. I don't know if he did it prior to me or vice versa. But
Really?
It was in the.
I think
it was in
the gap
photo,
was
man.
just open at that point. It was just like, I think people knew, like it. We all know we can get down it at this point, and we don't know how much longer it's going to be like this. So, yeah, there was definitely a hot run at it. So,
What was the aesthetics years?
that was, God, I got on in high school, so it was like 99, 2000, and then I think we went to Zoo, maybe 2003.
Damn, not even that.
And I know
long.
it was operating for a couple years prior, because obviously that's like when my interest for it had really been developing.
Right.
So yeah, I think I had about a 5-year run before Sal took all of us to Zoo.
Yeah, what a transition, man.
Oh yeah,
what a
that made some noise.
that was
dude.
it made some waves.
Yeah.
for sure. Back then, any type of big team switch was huge.
Especially everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was young too. I didn't know that, there were multiple owners, and I didn't understand how hard it is. You have 3 grown men trying to be on the same page in terms of business,
Right.
It doesn't always align. And that was the scenario at that point.
So aesthetics was 2 to 3 years, and then Zoo was how long?
Maybe a year and a half, 2 years.
that's
Zoo
it,
was
huh?
weird,
Crazy.
man. Yeah, previous employees and stuff, and just for us just to show up, it was like, it was an amazing gesture from Sal to be like, look, I'm done this thing, but I can get you a check and keep us together. This thing that we got together over here, so
Yeah.
give it
And
a shot. But
what was the situation there? Was people were still on Zoo, right? Like people, and then you guys came in. Because I remember,
So I think just before we got on, a lot of people had been
let
released. Yeah. So
I remember
when
that,
we got
yeah.
there, it was Zared, it was Brian Brown,
go. Okay.
it was Forrest, it was Akil, and I think that might be it, in all honesty. And Harold. Right? How could I forget Harold? The fuck?
So
RP.
sick. Yeah, man. What am I wrong, or was there some weird vibes when you guys went over there?
There were definitely other employees that were there that probably weren't the most psyched about us, or so it was just a weird scenario. And I think everyone got through their first year contract, and then after that, it was kind of every man for themselves. And leadership kept changing. So like,
It sucks, man, because that can definitely hurt a company, bro.
yeah,
Just because
I think the best thing. So I'm sorry, Chris. Go ahead.
No, please. No,
I would say that the best thing out of all of it was having the opportunity to travel and meet Harold Hunter. Because at that point I only knew Harold from the videos and stuff, and to go on trips with him and just see how like such a special and unique person he was, and his humor and stuff, and that was just. It was sad when he passed. I was like, damn, this is It sucks.
Yeah.
Heavy shit.
At least you definitely got to spend some time with him and stuff like that. Because I
Traveled the world with him
that's
too, man. I
so
spent
sick.
seen all of Europe with Harold Hunter. It's like that's a pretty amazing memory to look back on.
Didn't you go on some like was it Fuel TV
Yeah, it was like
trips?
some little like map type of thing.
Yeah, they did. We did the
maps.
second skate maps. So
Yeah.
the second, they had done one season prior to, and then they did a season with us, which was it's pretty ahead of its time, man. In all honesty, for like reality TV based shit around skating, you know, you hadn't really seen like a documentary style thing like that, and for years, man, after it came out, so many kids would be like, "Yo, I loved that show. I loved like." Kind of similar to the ice cream video.
Yeah.
You know, it was like you didn't realize how many people were tuned into it.
Right.
Retta was on that too, right?
Can you grab the dog for me? Chula, go ahead, mama.
The dog has no concept of the 9 Club and Zoom.
Nah.
Look at him.
You're a superstar now.
Her or him?
Sorry.
Her, yeah.
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 Look at that.
Retta was on that trip with you guys, right?
Retta. No, he didn't go with us. We had Ben Colin and Brian Ueda.
Okay.
And Ben's the man, obviously. Roger, you can
Absolutely.
attest to that. And
I figured Sean
Brian's
Cronin would have been there.
Sean
Cronin.
came after.
What a time back then, bro.
Yeah.
And then after Zoo, what was that? Was that
That was all
nothing?
ice cream from there.
It was
on
all
out.
ice cream.
Yeah.
All ice
Okay.
cream, yeah.
Yeah, the fan base behind those the ice cream videos is crazy, man. I always trip out how like it was like people's mouse, you know, like they really that was their video growing up, you know. There's a couple kids.
And I remember kind of putting feelers out there too in terms of like, well, let me try to figure out like a separate board situation, and like, you know, it ain't so warm, so like I'm just gonna run. I'm just pro for Team Ice Cream now, you know.
Yeah.
And it worked out, you know, allowed me to continue to like skate for you know a couple more years and travel and stuff. And I think the hardest thing was ice cream was when it did go under. At that point, I actually felt really good on the skateboard again. Because we had like it basically had 2 waves. We had the first shoe and then we had the second shoe, and I really liked skating the second shoe.
Gotcha.
And I remember I was filming a part. We were going to do a second, like a real skate video, and then it was a wrap.
Just out of nowhere, you never didn't see that coming.
I would be. I feel like I'd have been naive to say I didn't see it coming because the trends were changing. You know, so a lot of what was popular about the company early on, people weren't dressing like that no more. You know, and you know, it had a longer run than I think we could have ever even expected it into. You know, it's like, so it was like naive in the sense of like, this thing's never going to end. You know, but you know, shoe deals run out, and you know, so it's like, it was good though. Everybody, I think it. You know, Terry went and did Super right afterwards. I went and did the Disney thing right afterwards. So it was like it worked out. It did. You know, honest to God, every interview I still do today on some fashion stuff, the first thing that comes up is ice cream.
Oh, seriously.
You know, so you know, you forget like the level of celebrity that Pharrell has. You know, and the things that he's done, the partnerships with Louis and Chanel, and
Absolutely.
you know, like what comes with that is such a you know, positive place in the fashion world. So
Right.
I just texted him the other day. I hadn't seen him in years, man. And I ran into him at Complex Con and he was kind of tripping out. And then I sent him a photo of the Vans billboard because they gave me a billboard across the street from the Eagles Stadium.
Yep.
That's so.
And he was just like, holy shit.
Amazing.
And I was like, and I told him, man, I said, I learned from you, man. It's a marathon, you know, like you want to stay
Never ends,
in any means of relevance. It's you know, you need some endurance, man.
That's so sick.
I was just telling the guys prior to getting on with you, I was like, dude, this dude's like one of the hardest dudes working on Instagram. Like, bro, your shit is never like you do hard posts all day, stories just stay lit all day. Like, you know.
I had a friend of mine said to me the other day, he was like, man, I had to mute you.
Oh shit.
and I didn't even take it personal because I was like, yo, at the end of the day, I've got a company that is reliant upon me being active.
Right.
You know, like yeah, there's times where my lady's got to be like, dude, put your fucking phone down.
Sure. Yeah.
And I'm like, but I just look at it like, I remember I don't ever want to be there. I was once at a place where like I didn't ever think I could have anything more to offer, anything more to give. This is what I love doing for a living. This is what I enjoy doing. And I don't want to go back to that place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now it's like the stakes are higher, right? We got kids and families and stuff. So it's like, and I had to tell my man, like, I'm perfectly fine with that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because our responsibilities are a little bit different,
For sure.
What you do for a living isn't, people's livelihoods aren't dictated by it.
Exactly.
Well,
So,
I always trip on this too because what I do on my social media, and Chris could already attest to this, like it's not for Chris to look at. It's not for like maybe my peer next to me. It's like, it's for your people that you connect with, And
that's the beauty of social media. Always has been.
Of course.
So
that's information sharing.
Exactly. So if I post something, I'm like, Chris will probably gonna hate this, but this isn't for Chris.
You're not posting it for the homies.
Yeah, well, it is it's for people that I interact with.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you don't interact with Chris.
Well, thank you for telling me about the mute thing, bro.
Yeah, the mute things. Yeah.
That's amazing. Wow.
I had to go through, I realized I followed so many people, and I was like, man, there might be some people in here that aren't necessarily the good people, and I don't want them to pop off. Yeah. And like, so I tried to go through, and I was like, damn, I can't do this. So
what do you mean you tried to go through and do what?
And unfollow.
Look, so I tried to go through and like look at everyone and be like, yo, this is like fucking watching paint dry. Like, I'll never get this done.
The nicest dude ever does not want to unfollow you. Okay,
it's tough.
So, Chris. So look, I found an app. So I said, look, first things first. I found an app that would unfollow everyone. This is petty. That unfollowed everyone that already didn't follow me.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you start to see who don't follow you no more. And you're like, damn.
Wow.
So what happened between here and there, player? You know what I'm saying? Like,
the writing's on the wall. Okay, then this is an easy unfollow.
Yeah.
It's easier when they don't follow you.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, is like, that's where we're at. We're like, people like will catch crazy feelings if you unfollow them. But I just learned that, like, as like the face of a company, like, I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's people take it so personally. And the person that didn't follow you, that you unfollowed them, will probably start following you because they saw that you unfollowed that. You know what I mean?
It's the back and forth here. Okay.
It's a weird thing. Social media, dude. Like, listen, I'm
and
sure there's a handful of people I can unfollow. I'm not going to do it. It's not worth my time. I don't care. I don't want anybody to catch feelings. You know what I mean?
Hey, we go
here, and here's the gift and the curse.
The mute thing is beautiful.
But this is the beauty of social media, and I think us, especially as the sponsored skaters that we've been fortunate to be, is like, we've always been in a position where, what we does dictates the outcome of the company. Mm-hmm. So I kind of grew with social media in understanding, like, we've always kind of had to be out there. The people that rely on us from a company, from us, marketing, sales, manufacturing, shipping, those people's jobs are dictated by our productivity. So that's always just translated to me, where it's like, I don't really mind putting myself out there like that, because I've kind of always been in this role anyway.
It's hard, man. I should be more active than I am.
Well, you do a lot of stuff on the show, and you're behind the scenes, so it's like you're on a social media platform to an extent all the time.
Right.
But you don't have to do. Some people, I mean, I wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for me doing Instagram. Like, that was. Yeah. Fuck, I would not be here.
It's a job though too. Like, so you constantly have to think about, okay, what am I putting up today? What am I doing today?
It's a lot.
It is fun though.
Like, I do 2 hard YouTube posts a week. Full episodes.
See, that's something that no other skater does.
It's a lot, right? And I just don't know what to do and whatever. It's a lot.
But sometimes for people like you, it's free flowing. It comes very natural, you know what I'm saying? And that's why there's so much of it, because it's like, you know what, I'm just gonna put this up, this makes sense to me. You know what I'm saying? I question my shit sometimes. I'm just like, wait, should I do this, or wait, what?
Totally. And what happens when I look at you, Jimmy, just what your hat says, passion. You could see passion in someone's post.
For sure.
And that's where I feel like I love what I do. I know that you love what you do. And that's why you're like, oh, this is dope. Like he's not like someone's paying you to post all this shit. You know what I mean? Like you're doing what you love.
Well, Jimmy, all jokes aside, you know, it's like Kelly with his Instagram posts and his stories and everything. Like, yeah, we joke around about it. Oh, he's going to hate this, whatever. But at the end of the day, like, I know that it's coming from him loving it. You know, it's not coming from a place where it's like, oh God, okay, well, it's 2:40. I got to do these posts right now. I got to put the S shoes out there. Like he's holding the shoes, he's posting it because he actually loves it, you know? And like, I get that, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, so all jokes aside, and his posts are coming from his love of whatever he's got going on.
And
for sure,
I've been a part of this process of these shoes being developed, which is amazing. And for you, that's why seeing you in the shops, like, or in the sweatshops, whatever, like seeing the product being developed and you being there and then seeing the final result, you're like, oh, that's fucking amazing right
now. Bro, it's just like the Van shoes you were holding up earlier. You're holding them up and looking at them. You've probably held them a million times, but I can see in your face.
Everything that we just said goes back. I sound like a broken record, man, but it all goes back to skating, and that we all remember the process in which you got sponsored, the process in which the things you had to do to go about even putting yourself in a position to be successful. Then when you got on, the process you had to go about, what it required to do that job. That you remember how hard you had to work to put a trick out or get a photo or to put a video part out. I've always applied that process and appreciating that process to what I do now. You know, I there's been days where I've been like, I couldn't wait to post a video for the Van shoes today.
Right.
I woke up at 5 a.m. because I couldn't stop thinking about it last night. You know, I literally went to bed at like, I actually make myself sick sometimes. I worry about it too much. And I put myself to sleep way earlier because I was just so nervous, and I woke up ready to go, and I'm not going to post it until 4 p.m.
Sure.
You know, like, but it's you know, it gives me the same feeling as that, you know, and that's kind of what has kept me active and kept me excited and just passionate about doing all of it. So
yeah, man,
we see it, man.
Yeah.
You know what?
You could tell. You could tell. It's not.
You're so passionate, and I think we're all passionate to our extent, but isn't it feel funny that you put all this work into something, but it naturally doesn't feel like work? Does that make sense? Like
that's a blessing,
it's
man.
It's crazy because
my best friends. Hey, you. Not, and this is more pandy talk. So mid.
You mean pandy?
It's mid pandy. And some of the people that I speak the most with are my friends that I grew up with, that live in the town I grew up with. You know, they're not industry people, not skaters, they're not fashion people. You know, these are people that, you know, still they work hard 9 to 5s, man. And like, I'd be sitting there like expressing my concerns about something. And I remember one of my closest friends was like, Jimmy, you got something to look forward to tomorrow. Like, think about a lot of people right now. Like, they didn't even got a job. You know what I'm saying? Like, so don't look at it that way rather than being stressed out. And I was like, Jesus Christ, you're absolutely right. I just kept reminding myself that every single day to make it to here, you know, so.
Absolutely, man.
Skateboarding. Dude, we're all here because of skating, dude. We all came across each other's paths because we were just obsessed and loved skateboarding. And then now we're on the show, just hanging out.
Dude, Jimmy Gorecki, bro. You are the man. We love you over here,
dude.
bro.
Nah, thank you guys.
And hey, listen,
you guys are the man.
Come back. We want you to come back anytime you got some more drops or this or that. Because
I most absolutely will.
I'm speaking for myself. I know Jeron and Kelly too. I love talking to you, bro.
Yeah,
it's like the stories from love and the growing up and it's everything, man. You're just such a good dude. And
the last plug, we got another project with Gino coming up.
I apologize. We have it actually right here. I totally spaced it, bro.
That's the first of two. We got a second shoot coming back out.
Wow.
This is and I treat every conversation as like this is still the same Gino from Trilogy. You know?
Hell yeah, legend.
To just for the sake of conversation, how does it feel to be doing a collaboration with Gino and his shop?
That's the coolest thing in the world to me,
dude.
The coolest thing, and to see his approach when we go through different designs and stuff, because we're on maybe our third or fourth exercise together. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he'll come up with an idea. I want to do this, and I'll be like, nah. We'll sample 3 or 4 things, and it'll scrap it. And I was like, dude, I can only imagine what it was like collecting footage from you back then.
Shit, right?
You know what I'm saying?
Very particular.
He probably had mad video parts that no one even saw because he's like he is so very particular about it. You know? So
which worked in his favor, whatever it was, because anytime there was any release of anything Gino, it would just be this like, stop, dude. Everything in the world stop. Yeah. We got some Gino footage right here. Let's go. It was
that's how I am. Like when we get a sample back, and I'm trying to cap him up, man. Tell him how beautiful this shit is. Let's roll, man. Let's get this out like tomorrow. And then I gotta wait a day or two for the text message back, and then he's like, "Nah, Jimmy, I don't like how the pants lay." Or
wow,
good. We were
you try to build him up, and he's still like, nah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why, Jimmy. But bro, you gotta give. See these people. You gotta give them, the shittiest stuff first. Right?
They don't make shitty stuff, though, bro.
I'm just saying, you got to make some shitty shit, and you give it to them, and then that looks shitty. And then so when you give them the dope shit, it's like, whoa, look at this, bro, because they've already gone through the shitty shit. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, and his stuff sells like quick, dude. Like
He's Gino Iannucci, Poets.
As soon I look at the traffic before, if something's gonna release at 10. I'll sit and lurk on the website at like 9:50 and see the amount of people that are just hanging out on the website waiting for his shit to show up. Wow. And I'm like, this is more than anything, any co-branded thing is like, the Gino fans are real.
Dude.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I said, when I bought and shit from, like, I buy some Poet stuff. Like, I love that shit, man. Because I personally just like that he's doing what he's doing. Like, he posted a video of him just on the ice, like, just fucking what the hockey
how
puck.
Sick was that?
So ill, and I don't know much about hockey at all, but I watched it like 5 times.
Amazing.
Because you're like, dude, that's Gino just looking ill, fucking with the hockey puck.
Gino's the illest dude ever.
That's just like some old East Coast, like out on like a local pond or something too. Like I was like, what if this thing cracks? Like,
he loves it.
Even care, yo.
He loves it. When I was in Barcelona, I was staying with him. We went out there to film with Feds for like a month or something. This dude, he's watching tennis. He loves tennis. Like he's. It was just the most amazing. You walk in the living room, he's watching like Wimbledon or something. I'm like, Gino Iannucci is watching Wimbledon right now. It's a man. Let's go skate, bro. No, you got to watch the match.
Yeah, those shoes sold out in like minutes, man.
Give us the details behind the shoe, though. It was JSP, Poets, and
Padmore Barnes. So Padmore Barnes is the original creator of the Wallaby.
Gotcha.
I think the story is that the original Padmore factory burned down, and then Clark's, I don't know if they finessed it or what, but then they made their own Wallaby.
Interesting.
But the original shape and last is from Padmore. So to the real men's shoe enthusiasts, when they saw this come out, they knew, the Clarks would be amazing, but this is the real deal, So, and
I didn't know that. That's sick.
Gino sent me the inspiration was like a Italian leather 80s like men's hard bottom boot. And I was like, only you, Gino. Like it's like it's hella fashion, hella like 80s Italian fashion. And I was like, and then I was like, so where do we take this? And he's like, I think I want to do a red croc print.
Wow.
And then if you notice on this Wallaby, it doesn't let you go to another picture, Chris.
You know what? The computer's in the other room, unless Raj can. kind of.
But it's all good. But that wallaby, that
There we
crepe
go.
sole is actually very thin. So
Yeah, I could see that.
Oh,
yeah.
So the regular one is a little bit more thicker, kind of looks like some more like orthopedic style. But this is very slim and like a slender crepe custom sole, you know. And again, I think like only Gino would have wanted to go there with it, and it looks amazing. I would have never thought to slim out the Wally sole, but
Look at that, bro.
Super sick.
he let me come up with the idea with the co-branded embossing on the insole, and that was just like a little something that I had learned from that shop in Venice I was working at. They used to emboss all the insoles of their shoes and just applied it to that. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, No One System.
Amazing.
And
Yeah, no
but yeah, just that was such a cool opportunity. So the next one that we have coming is just as awesome.
Wow, look at you, bro.
bro.
Hey, dude.
Still waiting for the JSP 9 Club stuff, but you know what?
I know.
It's all good. You're working with Gino Iannucci right now, okay?
Hey,
I get it. I get it. Okay.
Too, yeah.
I know you said you talked about the Gino fans and people lining up on the website. I'm not gonna say because of me in any way, because it's definitely not me. But the amount of the 9 Club lovers out there would line up for a little collab.
Oh hell yeah,
piece.
yeah, absolutely,
Right on.
Yeah, man.
absolutely.
And listen, no, you're working with Gino, okay? No rush, bro.
Yeah.
But listen, we'd love to do something with you in the future. We'd be amazing. We're all sweatpants. Dub's wearing sweatpants right now.
Yes, sir.
We're all sweatpants guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
JSP.
We've seen plenty of Jeron sweatpants clips.
Oh yeah. Hey Chris, wasn't the original talk like a crop? Wasn't it something?
I think it was, yeah.
It was something
It was
between-
like CSP.
Yeah.
Crop sweatpants.
Yeah, it was. I think it was CSP.
Yeah, CSP. That's right.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
yeah.
Crop sweatpants.
I love that.
That's
All
where we were.
We're
I
gonna
remember
make
there's
it
something.
happen.
I was like, it wasn't me. It was something with Chris, I believe, and that's what it was.
Where's
yeah.
my gavel?
Did you wear that hat just for me, Kelly?
Yep.
Thank you so much.
Of course, bro. You know, last time I've worn it a few times, but when Jameer came to town and picked him up at the airport, put it on. I don't know. I gotta give.
Was
love.
he? Did you see he was just out here recently too?
I didn't get a chance to see him while I was here, but yeah, dude, he comes to crashes. He would crash here for a long time.
Love Jameer.
Yeah, Jameer's awesome, man.
He's
Dope,
a good
dude.
kid.
I'm stoked
Yep.
he's really coming up and doing his thing, bro.
Fuck,
So
yeah.
sick.
Yeah, I've seen some good
Yeah.
footage, man.
Yeah, it's rad to see those kids, and that's what I mean. Like to see all those kids there that have in Philly that have they've redefined the city and they're defining their own careers, not based off of they're carrying the legacy obviously from back in the day, but these are doors that they're opening themselves, you know. And
Yep.
for a kid to be on Palace, you know what I'm saying, of all, you know, I'm like, I told him, like, dude, you're never gonna have. No, I'm not. That just sounds terrible to say. Like that's such an amazing card to have in your back pocket.
Yeah.
Palace card. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Relish it. You know,
It's
don't
just
take
where
stuff
they-
like that for granted.
nah, where they've gone to as a brand is like, yo, you can, you know, you could be recognized in skate, you can be recognized in some other shit, you know, like this is, but still skate. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Still skate like you're filming your first video part. You know?
That's why you're there. Obviously, you got to definitely still skate.
But it sounds like
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what he's doing, but it sounds like he's doing a lot for the community too in Philly. Like,
I'm sure.
doing work, you know, with like like it's not just I'm just
Yeah.
skating. Like he's like doing stuff for the city. Like I think that's
yeah,
amazing.
he's a good kid, man.
Yeah.
He doesn't, you know, fuck, man. If I got on Palace at that age, I'd be wilding.
How old is he?
He's got to be like 22,
20-something. Yeah.
23 maybe.
Good kid though,
That's
man.
amazing.
I fell in love with him when he was staying here.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
this dude's so sick.
Because he's a skate nerd, bro.
I love him,
He
bro.
loves it.
Great
Skate
dude,
nerd.
bro.
He nerds out on it, so it's awesome.
That switch front crooks, I remember that you guys had put together down on the bike path.
That was the craziest.
That was awesome.
I couldn't believe that anyone could do that. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, dude, you just did one of the craziest tricks I've seen on the beach down here. The switch,
Yeah.
you know the wave ledge? It's gone now. Switch front crooked up the whole thing.
That's sick.
And that thing was
good one.
tall at the end,
Yeah,
dude.
yep.
He still does like the skaters tricks too.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't, you know, like he skates Not that, like he's kind of like an old soul in terms, you know what I'm saying?
I was
in
about
terms
to
of
say
trick selection and stuff.
Yeah,
you know?
I was about to say that.
Yeah, he's doing like switchback tails and tall ass ledges and switchback tail, switch backside flip on the tall muni stage ledge or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm psyched for that dude.
Yeah. Kevin Bilyeu, is that how I say his name? Bilyeu?
Kevin's amazing too, man.
Yeah.
Kevin's like, God, that kid's like a fucking silent assassin, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love that whole crew, man. Like it like literally brings me back to happiness to see them carrying that legacy, but also pushing their skating forward. You know?
Yeah.
And I think that's awesome to see.
Yeah, there's a lot of kids there, man. Yeah, I just want to see, you just want to see kids from the same, because you recognize that they're, with the kids in your area, like, how hard it is to come up there, so you just want to see other kids that had the same dreams as you and same passion, same enthusiasm, be successful,
It's a tough industry, man.
Super tough.
Small. Small.
It's getting bigger, but it's definitely small.
Yeah, it's big. I mean, yeah. I just would hate to be a kid right now trying to come up and figure it all out, I think it was a little easier back in the day, but still hard though.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You still need the dude that we talked about earlier. You know what I'm saying? Like, the guy that's already in.
Yes,
definitely.
That's your, your representation.
Yep.
I had a couple of those. A few of those.
Me too.
For me, that was Robbie. That dude connected me on everything, bro. Like that.
For me, it was Tim Dowling.
Oh wow, yeah.
For me, it was it'd have to be Tim Gavin.
Tim Gavin.
Wow.
Yeah. Everybody's got their dude, man.
Yeah.
Man. Listen, Jimmy Gorecki, bro. Listen, we want to have you back again and again and again. Dude, honestly, congrats on the Vans thing, the Poets thing.
Thank you so much.
Everything you have going on with JSP, the standard issue, like everything, bro. Like we're stoked to see just you doing your thing, man.
Definitely.
Love it, man.
Appreciate it.
Bro.
Not going to stop.
I love it, man.
I'm not going to stop.
Yeah.
I never was like, I keep being like, not going to be that dude that's like, oh yeah, I'm doing too much and need to slow down. Fuck that. I worked so hard to get to this point.
Exactly.
I'm not stopping.
You ain't turning down for nothing.
Well, listen, I'll be looking for those shoes in the mail, man.
I got
I'm gonna hit up Jake and see what the deal is.
No, they are beautiful, beautiful shoes, bro. I'm
appreciate it.
hyped
One
on
more.
them. Look at that, dude. They are, bro.
I definitely love a pair of those.
Those are so sick.
What size are those? Like size 5?
This is the little one. This is Devin's 6.5.
Oh wow, that's Kelly's size.
And then hold on, hold on. Let me show you my daughter's. This is even better. Hang tight, real quick.
I'm actually imagining myself standing there and then wearing 6.5.
Wearing his little 6.5s.
It's like a little dainty shoe.
It would not look right on me at all. It's so good.
This melted my heart, man. To be able to make a shoe that I could have put on my kid.
Oh, that's amazing.
So sick.
Dude, look at this little baby shoe.
Wow.
Yes.
It's so funny how when shoes get smaller, they look so good.
They look so much radder, yeah.
So much radder.
Yeah.
Look at that. Congratulations, bro.
congrats,
like
man.
all
I
the
was tripping.
success and everything, man. And keep doing your thing, bro.
Thank you, guys.
Bro.
We can sit here and film till fucking
I know.
Keep going.
till midnight.
But that's the beauty of it, man. Come back again and again and again. We always have stuff to
will.
talk about.
Yeah, no doubt.
We will.
Always, bro.
Yeah. Be on the lookout for the April or for the Easter drop.
Easter.
Yeah, yep. Thank you so much, Kelly.
The
Yeah.
Easter bunnies
Appreciate it.
Coming with you, bro. Listen,
Gino
man.
Padmore Part 2.
Okay.
Ooh.
Man.
It ain't stopping.
It ain't stopping.
I ain't stopping.
Yeah, you'll be back. We'll talk again.
Oh yeah.
All right, bet.
Dude, thank you so much,
guys.
Jimmy.
Appreciate you guys.
Bro.
Thank
Jimmy
you, Jimmy.
Gorecki, everybody, huh?